in town, and everything was great. Then this guy
Did we
dressed in
all go to the
yellow.
play?
No, it was me, Dabask, and somebody else.
Sleuth, I think.
Yeah, it was Sleuth.
Yep, I invited Burger because we had an extra slot in our tickets.
Yep. And we went to the play, which was like the Leper King or something like that. Long story short, the actual Leper King showed up. People went nuts. And part of the party, surprisingly enough, not Jean, murdered a whole bunch of civilians. Was at that point we went back to the
Who
ship.
did that?
There were some magical compulsions in play, etc., etc. Nothing terribly out of the ordinary for us.
I think the captain did do that, though.
No, he didn't.
Not
No,
this
the
time.
captain is innocent.
Trust me, if I wanted those civilians dead, they'd be dead.
Aren't they dead, though?
No, I saved a bunch of them for some reason.
Are they infected? They might have to be dead. Ah, shit.
So we went out
Is
the
it a
back
plague?
way. Yeah. Yeah, you guys docked the plague ship in the city. And some artifacts from the ship got lost in town. Including a particular portrait.
Poor Lyle.
So we slipped out of the theater, slipped past the guard's cordon. Wasn't really a perimeter at that point. We managed to get back to the ship. I believe we were all loading up on a carriage to go to the town's burger, which I believe is just the governor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To more or less tell him to close the gates. There's plague. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's time to break open the armory. And that's where we left off. Any questions? All right. I guess there aren't any.
Sounds about right to me. Yeah, so you lovely gentlemen have managed to procure yourself a coach, and I think you've all just sort of battened down the hatches, and you were getting ready to head up to see the governor.
Faja,
Yep.
oh Faja.
So currently the coach is basically at the harbor, very close to your vessel, the Sovereign's Wrath, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, it does sound like there is what would probably be best described as rioting starting to occur. You hear a lot of shouts and wails and whistles. And there's actually a fair amount of like lantern light, and you can see well down the road. There's a pretty large crowd starting to sort of form at the top of the hill, like where your vision sort of reaches its end, where the road starts to curve off towards the theater, and I mean, the main road looks like it's going to be pretty well blocked up, but there are alternate routes.
How much authority do I have as a captain in the Navy to give orders to city watchmen and constables and the like?
I would say you don't have direct authority over them, but you do have enough sway that if you were to give orders, and they didn't have any other directly contradictory order, they would probably follow.
Now, the town guard is aware that the ship more or less was a plague ship that docked, yeah?
Well, at least some of them are. There's probably the rumor mill spreading things around, but also I would say this is, I mean, not very long after this event has occurred. There's rioting going on, but whether or not the guards have any idea what actually happened in there yet is a little up in the air.
Is there a city wall?
There are parts of one. It's not upkept because cannons, but there is most of a wall around the city. There are places where it's been built up and like the road goes right over it, but
Okay,
yes.
so this isn't get to 3 gates, close the gates, and the town is sealed off type deal.
No, it would probably, like, for one thing, the actual wall is only going to be around the older portions of town. A lot of it, like a lot of town isn't within that space, and they've done construction to like add side stairs and things. The walls are no longer a defensive feature.
Got it. Okay. Well, I suppose we're having everyone in the party load up on this coach, and we're heading for the governor's mansion.
Okay.
Everyone should be armed and armored.
Yeah, I believe that's
Yep, I
probably,
changed out of my dress.
that's probably reasonable. Yeah,
I'm
it only-
wearing a suit.
For you, that's enough.
Purple suit.
probably what he was buried in. So, yeah. You guys managed to get yourselves equipped. You probably have to head all the way up to the fort to do so, because the ship itself has been stripped pretty near bare. But that's a fairly quick ride, and they have not been forced to seal themselves in yet, or anything. So
How many Marines are at the fort since we're there?
At least 3.
yeah, the fort itself, like it has something like 50 people inside of it. There are a lot more out and around, but they seem to mostly have started to respond to this issue. As a matter of fact, you are hearing like a smattering of gunfire by the time you reach the fort. It's not. It doesn't sound like they're just full on in a line firing into the crowd, but there are a few shots going off.
Right. Okay.
So we get to the fort, we're armed up. We'll head into the governor's mansion still.
Unless the governor's already at the fort.
Can I get a couple of daggers?
Presumably, yeah.
Just want to pick up a couple of daggers.
No, I presume when I, present my bona fides, they just basically give me whatever access to the armory I want, right?
They really don't have the time to deal with you, so what happens is, like the one posted by the gate, who is ready to seal it, should need be, just tosses you his keys.
Perfect. Yeah, so I open the armory and everyone here can get what they want.
I got a question, AGR. My character is a monk. Can I use throwing daggers instead of regular daggers?
They're the same thing.
Okay, so okay. All right. Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna pick up like 10 daggers so I can throw them.
Yeah, there's no shortage of equipment. I mean, they don't really use daggers, but there are plenty of implements you can use.
All right, I got it. Thank you.
Alrighty. So yeah, you guys get armed up at the fort.
Yep.
Oof.
Is that good or
Um,
bad?
That was like a severity.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys, like, while Lieutenant Bosk is like donning her breastplate, and like several of you are checking out what else is in the armory, you guys start to hear off in the distance just full volleys of gunfire. And there's definitely people at the walls of the fort shouting. It doesn't sound like any of the gunfire you heard was near the fort. But whatever it is, the people at the walls heard it and they're freaking out.
Captain, I think it's time that we get out of the fort before they lock it down and we're stuck in here.
Yeah, we leave. Head right for the governor's mansion.
I paid the carriage
Okay.
to wait.
I mean, at this point, I think we've just commandeered the carriage.
I suppose we
Yeah.
keep the driver off and told him to go home and lock his door.
Yeah,
There we go. Free carriage.
He's already in the fort, so
he's not leaving.
yeah. If the guards aren't paying attention to him, he'd rather, when they lock the door, he's inside.
I'm sure at this point he's just very grateful when we tell him, you can get off the carriage, we'll take it from here. And you can just stay here.
Yeah. You've never seen someone dismount from a coach that quickly. So yeah. You get the coach readied up again. It only takes a second, and you get loaded in.
Yep. And we head out to the governor's mansion. I assume there's like a main arterial road that runs from the fort to the mansion?
No, not really.
So you have one primary road, which is like the kind of the market road that goes like north-south, like across the whole city, kind of splits it in half. And the harbor's on the south side. The governor's mansion is towards the north. It's pretty far from where you guys are, and there's
Captain,
like,
I may recommend we hug the outer edge of the eastern part of the city and we can make it up through some streets that I know of. I know the city like the back of my hand. I was born and raised here and it was my playground.
probably a reasonable answer.
So it'll take us longer because the roads aren't, as good for carriages, but we can still make it if we.
From what we can see of the riding, is it heading towards Governor? Is it heading towards like a specific part of the city?
So you know that the epicenter here, where people started riding would have been the theater. It would have been centered around that, which is like dead center in the middle of town, and it seems to be just sort of spreading out. As a matter of fact, why don't you make a perception check for me?
Okay. Not persuasion, perception.
He's persuading his vision to see better.
That is probably good enough. You can definitely see there are like a handful of people near the harbor, pretty
Right back.
far out, that seem like they're smashing windows, but there's not a huge mob. So, like,
This isn't a stand up the guillotine and cut off the burger's head type mob.
it just it doesn't seem to have a it doesn't seem that coordinated.
Okay.
What's everybody's passive perceptions?
12.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me check. What is?
Jesus.
Double
Good or
nat
bad?
20s.
All right. Well, it hasn't been raining, but it has been cloudy, and you get a clap of thunder, which is going to make this a little like lightning and thunder, which is going to make this a little easier for you guys. Padre, in this clap of lightning, you see this vague, like shadowy form. It's like a large human shadow cast on the clouds,
Oof.
just for a moment.
Guess I'm not drunk enough.
It's Godzilla!
I don't think there's enough booze in the city to be drunk enough for this.
So yeah. So you guys start heading down one of those roads, or?
Yeah, we'll follow the lieutenant's suggestion.
All right. Yeah. So you you head along the side roads, sticking towards the edge of town. You go along a fair portion of that old wall, but you know, you don't see a ton of rioting for most of the trip. There are definitely looters, but you're moving fast enough. Other than like a couple of bottles and other assorted things getting like hurled at you, you don't really have any trouble. You do continue to hear gunfire in the distance.
I'd like to get a pot shot at one of the looters.
Sure. The carriage is moving.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. I mean, if it was moving and not very fast, I would not.
But we're moving
But
quickly.
it is moving pretty fast.
Nat 1.
Well,
Nat 1 and Nat 20, of course. I
um,
miss.
you miss.
Who do I shoot instead?
Could you I mean, I probably don't need to put this on you, but why don't you roll animal handling?
Oh, I would have definitely been shooting behind the carriage.
I know.
Ah, yeah.
See if the thing gets spooked. That's probably what's happening.
Okay. Yeah, one of your horses gets spooked and gets tripped up. And yeah, you
All right, I'm
guys
back.
you guys come to a dead halt as like the back of the carriage runs into this horse that's fallen down, and there's a loud, unpleasant sound. Ruffles, deck save, since you're probably like not inside the carriage right now.
No, I'm leaning out the window, aren't I? God, with these low fucking rolls.
Okay. You get thrown from the carriage about 20 feet and only take 2 damage. You land,
I'm fine with that.
yeah. You land and you manage to avoid like any major damage by just kind of rolling on the cobblestone, and it's not too bad.
Alright.
You guys have wrecked the carriage.
Wrecked as in we need to spend some time putting it all back together and get going again, or wrecked as in we're now on foot because the carriage is not going anywhere?
Well, why don't you roll investigation to see how fucked the carriage is? Well, at first glance, it looks pretty fucked. But you're pretty sure if the lot of you can just lift up the front end and get the wheel like back on the axle, you can probably limp your way back up there. It'll probably hold up. You might lose a little speed, but you can probably keep moving.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Now, as you are doing this, there are a handful of people. I might mention people that one of you intended to shoot, sort of gathering behind the carriage.
How many of them?
There are 4.
Well, as they're fixing the carriage, I sort of walk out there, sword out, full captain's regalia, and just say, lads, turn around and walk away. You don't want any part of this.
So, the one in the middle looks over at his friends, and he grabs one of their arms and says, "All right, boys, you heard the captain." And he turns around. The other 3 charge directly at the captain. I would say it's a time to roll some initiative.
Okay.
This ain't gonna take long.
No, it's
No.
not.
And then the 3 thugs proceed to beat the shit out of the party.
That would be unlikely.
That would be hilarious. They're actually assassins. My God. They're just some schmucks, I bet.
Yeah, but they mostly got pretty good initiative rolls.
Yeah, that is true.
They have a +5 to violence and misogyny.
Don't forget bigotry. Bigotry.
Oh yeah, and bigotry. +10 to looting. All at the cost of a -5 to int.
It's
Fucking idiots.
It's totally worth it when you never use it.
So I got Padres, Tabasks, the DMs. Still waiting for everybody else in the party.
I don't think I'm present at the moment.
I'm fairly certain no red shirts have been commandeered.
Okay.
I mean, you guys were the star for it. Gilbert, if you want to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
You had enough
if we had some red shirts just sort of standing around on guard duty, I would have grabbed them.
Oh, all right. Yeah, in that case, let's get some of that in there then.
Should I just
Oh, the
roll
red
like a
shirts op-
charisma check to see how many red shirts I grabbed?
We got 3 for some
You
reason.
got 3 level 2s.
Okay.
There is a carriage that you tried to cram these people into.
All right, so I'll just be operating the red shirts, or am I also operating Eric in this?
You can operate all of your individuals.
All right.
Oh my.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Then I believe it's the red shirts.
The red shirts are
I'm
gonna
bad. What did
shoot.
I miss?
There's a fight. Okay. Red shirts.
They are all shooting.
There's DM, DM1, DM2, and DM4.
That last
They're-
DM is supposed to be DM3 with 13.
Can I rolled a niche? Can I jump in there before one of the?
All right, so each one of those are going
Your dex
sequentially
is
at.
higher than them, so yeah.
Cool.
All right, and then so how do the shots look?
Okay, so let me look at these. I'm pretty sure those are all hits. I don't know who you were even shooting at because we had
Oh.
other stuff going on.
Sorry, just progressively down the line. So the first guy shooting at the first DM, second DM, then third DM, and then I'm shooting whoever's left.
Okay. Well, those are all hits.
All right. First damage roll. Second damage roll. Third damage roll. And then switching PDFs.
Okay, well, you've killed one of them. Okay.
Good shot, Red 2.
And then I guess Eric would shoot whoever the healthiest looking next one is.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Next.
So how many of them are left alive?
There's 1 of 4 is dead. 3 or 4 are alive. One of the ones that was charging at you died.
Right. Um. Okay. I Eldritch Blast the two closest to me, splitting the beams.
Okay.
First attack.
A12 hits.
That's the damage.
Okay.
Beam 2.
Hits.
Damage from 2.
Okay. These guys are
And-
still up.
Yeah, and I just sort of yell out, surrender now and I'll let you live.
Fair enough. Leon?
Ooh, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
All right. What do I see?
There were 4 men. 3 of them were running at the captain. One of them was standing with his back to the captain. The of the 3 charging, the first of them died, and the other 2 have been hit.
All right, then. Well, I'm gonna go up and whack one of them.
It's a reasonable thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up and hit one of them now that I'm higher level.
Their AC is very low, but that does not hit.
They have an AC of 11, don't they?
Good thing I wait. Let me check. Make sure. Yeah, it's a good thing I get 2 attacks.
Yeah. I mean, if you can roll better than a 3, you'll be set. Yeah, it's a hit. Okay,
Are we all
That's magical damage.
gotcha.
And for a bonus action, I'm gonna hit him. Is he dead?
No, looks like you broke his nose.
Well, I'm gonna hit him again.
That hits. Okay. You punch him in the nose again. He reels back.
And then if he's still alive, I'm done.
Okay. Well then, these guys pretty much all go in sequence, save for the last of them. So let's see.
See, this is where one turns to the other, kills him, and summons a Shogoth or something.
I just realized I'm really terrible about keeping track of which one is which in the initiative order, so I just had to go like triple check. Okay, so I got him in order now. All right. Well, this guy gets to go first, and he wasn't even charging you guys. All right. You hear like this this man who has turned away from you just scream out in pain, and he grabs his head and he rears back, and you watch just the flesh all just ripped from him violently. As it like spatters onto the backs of his friends who are charging at you. He like his spine stretches and his arms elongate. And he basically turns and he just steps towards you like in the same motion that he turns, and with his incredible reach, he's gonna make a claw attack at you.
Oh shit!
Who
round
is
two.
you?
The captain.
Okay. Just figure I'd clarify.
Oh,
Out of
shit.
curiosity,
No, I'm
does
fine.
this look like round two? Because this feels like round two.
All right, he has two of these, so
Okay, well, I'm taking a reaction after that first one.
okay. Well, I'll roll these separately then. Okay, Bill Mop, you
Is not in
rolled
chat.
high, so
Oh, yes, he is. There he is.
yeah,
Just
you
had
rolled
lag on
high,
my end.
so I'll let you get in here after this guy, since you rolled higher than him. I'll be nice. All right, so you take 25 piercing damage as he just the flesh rips off of his fingers, and he just pierces you with 5 bony claws.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah,
Well,
it's round two.
then surely he would have disadvantage on Hellish Rebuke if he's right fucking there. Because it requires a dex save on his part. And if he's holding me as I'm sort of shooting him with flame.
Well, you're not grappled. Oh, you are actually grappled. Shit. You have to make no, you're just grappled. And it
Okay.
can pull you closer. But so it's gonna pull you right up there. And then yeah, it'll take disadvantage on its hellish rebuke.
Alright, so that's a dex save for it. Okay,
Wow.
so it takes half of this.
Alright.
It takes 12 fire damage.
Alright. You recognize this creature a little bit. It seems familiar to you.
One of those fish guys I left down there, isn't it?
No, but bad.
It's the church fight.
It does look like
Which
that
one?
church fight.
The first one.
Oh god, the one that Spectre almost died in.
Yeah, the one that fucked us up all royally.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you came in last second, like saved our asses.
Yeah.
Ah,
That-
okay. That one. Alright.
Okay. Next attack. Oof.
Fuck.
Where was his other to hit roll?
I rolled both of them, and then you said you get a reaction.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I see now. Sure.
Yep.
What type of damage is this?
That is
Necrotic?
it's piercing damage.
Okay. Ouch.
Yeah, yeah. Um, you're already grappled by it. But it's got both of its hands. It's just stabbing you and
Mhm,
using that
mhm.
as a grapple with both hands.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I have a +4 to Dex, so that would be a 23 on initiative.
Well, either way, I'll let you go ahead and go. Somebody can throw you in there.
Also, I'm on mobile, and I will be on mobile for the next like 30 to 40 minutes.
Do you have your sheet?
I do. I have it in front of me.
Okay. There are 3 what look like drunken assholes. One of them is dead, and there are 2 other ones that were charging at the captain, and then there's one drunken asshole who turned into a horrible, like 8-foot tall skeleton monster.
With the super long claws and
Yeah.
everything? Okay. Has that one been hit?
Yes.
Does it look like it's been damaged in any significant way?
No.
Okay. Am I within 50 feet of it?
Yeah, yeah. You can get from the carriage to him in, I would say, well under 50 feet.
Okay, great, because I have 50 feet of base movement. So I'm going to do 50 feet, or I'm going to get right up to him.
Mhm.
I'm going to, well, before I get up to him, I'm going to bonus action Shield of Faith. And then action Booming Blade. And hit him with my fucking dagger.
Okay. He is going to use his reaction. You can go ahead and make your attacks, but his reaction basically is if a visible enemy moves into his reach, he gets to make an attack against you, and if that hits, he gets to make a second one. Make your attacks.
Okay.
If he does make both of these attacks, you will no longer be grappled, Sean.
Okay.
Hit.
I just want to make sure I'm getting the right. Okay, yeah, so it is that. So damage would be... Sorry, this is the first time using the new dagger. I think that's correct. Oh, and sneak attack, sorry.
Okay. Nice.
So 21 points. I'm not sure what the extra... No, that it's just a plus. So yeah, it's 1 point of thunder damage and then the rest piercing.
Okay.
You can make your attack on me.
Yep. Oof. He not once.
Does he
Yeah.
hit one of the other drunken guys?
You know what? Sure.
I mean, it's only fair Nat 1 got us here.
Yeah, how did we get into a fight?
Somebody
threw a
decided
bottle at us, and I shot back, and I Nat 1'd.
and shot the
Okay.
horse.
Spook the horse.
That guy dies. Just outright. He gets stabbed through the chest. You just see his whole rib cage basically explode open, and the thing like pulls his heart out, along with like a lot of spine and bits of lung.
Great, and then I will move the rest of my movement that I didn't already use out of his range.
Great. All right. Well, guy who didn't die's turn. He's going to make a pair of attacks with his. He's basically got a dagger and a broken bottle.
Why
and
the
he's gonna
fuck
do-
is he sticking around?
I mean, obviously this is not a smart man. You don't know what's going on with him, but you do know it's probably not normal. He's going to attack the weird vampire thing in a suit.
Really?
I mean, I said that out loud in character. Like, why the fuck are you still here?
Yeah, he drools and froths at the mouth a bit. Oof.
He's a fish man, clearly.
I imagine only one of those two hits you.
Yeah. The 20 hits me, the other one don't.
He does an entire 6 damage to you. We'll say that was slashing with his dagger. It's really more like a boot knife. It's like a... But yeah. Yep. And then he's just kind of gonna froth at the mouth and shout profanity at you that you can't really understand because he has a thick accent. And he's also slurring pretty hard.
Wait, which DM is this?
DM1.
That's DM. Well, actually, DM1 is dead. DM2 is just went.
Okay.
Wait, did we skip a thing in initiative or something? Because
No.
okay, I think I just
DM4.
got thrown off with the entry of Belmont in there. Never mind.
Yep. Yeah, that's it for them. I think it's Padre. What are you gonna do, Padre?
He said he had a cutout.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
the flu got the better of him. And,
No.
That's
Shit.
very
unfortunate.
sad.
That is unfortunate.
Right before his turn. That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, these. What are you gonna do with these?
He's going to take the help action against the drunk guy. So the
Okay.
attacks against him now have advantage.
Okay. All right.
And then it's DM3.
Who is also dead?
Then it's
Lieutenant
Tosk.
Boss.
I will shoot the big thing.
Reasonable.
You aim the pistol at him. Jean's gets a very worried look on his face.
I put the pistol down and skip my turn. Dice have not been in my favor. I'll roll.
No, shoot him. It's just kind of funny. Like, Jean's like, well, shit. But you should totally shoot at him.
And then you get shot.
I mean, a nat fucking 1. I know it was with disadvantage, but Jesus.
You're demoralized. Fire with disadvantage.
Shoot!
I'm kidding.
I mean, it hasn't been 6 days, or I do the thing. Alright, that's my first attack.
That's a hit.
Do you want me to just do all 3 attacks and
Good job.
to hit, then we'll do damage
Fine
all at
with me.
once?
It's fine with me. Hit. Hit.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll a flat d20 to see if Slashbot's broken. This is not a roll.
We've had
It's-
a lot
it's
of
fine.
repeats. It's fine.
Okay, I didn't roll a 14. If I rolled a 14, I was just gonna go to bed. I'm seeing things, man. Okay, that is pistol, pistol, pistol. So that is 3d10 plus 15. That is all the damage from my 3 shots.
Okay.
And then that was my action and bonus action, and I'm just going to stay as far away from the tall, scary thing as I can.
All right. Red shirts.
All right. Well, using their innate danger sensing abilities, I think we're gonna light up the tall, scary motherfucker with the claws.
Fair.
Here is the red shirts and their attacks.
Exactly under.
Okay. Looks like Slashbot's gonna be like that. I'll roll my bang bot for Eric's attack.
All right. Yeah.
And I just realized I have multi-attack again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sexy. All right. Okay, so that's 10 plus 10.
Ooh, somebody got fucked
Alright.
up.
Alright, and Slashbot still hasn't done its shit yet, so yeah. Okay, I'll just bang bot those rolls now.
Blessed be the bang
All right.
bot.
That's a no-go. That hits. A lot of crits tonight. Hits.
Damn.
So a crit and 1 hit.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so 3d12 plus 4. Blessed be the bang bot.
Okay.
Light this fucker up.
Damn.
Yeah, he's looking hurt.
I don't ever remember red shirts being such badasses.
There's
That's
quality
either-
in quantity, but quantity has a quality all its own.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. Plus, these red shirts are pure-blooded red shirts. They've got the cursed feet. Oh yeah, and we all back up 10 feet.
Fair enough.
Fuck that shit. That will conclude my turn.
Okay. Lyle.
Is it my turn already?
It is your turn.
Oh, well, that went fast.
You went slightly out of order, remember. You're in order now, so you're gonna go a little bit quicker and then it'll be normal.
Okay. Yeah. Run back towards the big scary guy.
Okay.
Hit him. And hit him twice. The first one is Booming Blade, and then on my
Okay.
bonus, we'll offhand hit him.
Make your attacks. After your first attack, he gets his reaction. Well, I think you hit him.
Crit hit
That
him.
one missed.
Okay, well that's fine. The first one is really the only one that does the significant amount of damage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a crit.
Oof.
8 of that is thunder damage.
Okay.
Hot
And-
damn.
If he moves, he takes, I guess, another 4d8, or does the crit not carry over?
Usually doesn't
Um,
carry over
no.
effects.
So it would be 2d8 thunder
Yeah.
damage.
Okay. Well, he didn't make his 24, so the other guy has like 5 HP left. I'm gonna tell you, I'm pretty sure with this nat 1, that other guy is dead.
Another nat 1? That's like
Wow.
the 4th or 5th one tonight. Same with the nat 20s.
Yeah, so that other random douchebag is dead. So it's just this guy. His reaction did not go well.
All right.
Then I will move away, out of his reach.
Okay.
AGR, I don't want to interrupt real quick. What did you describe the star fort as? You said it was a pentagon with diamonds on the points?
Yeah, it's like a pentagon
Okay.
shape
Okay.
with diamonds on the points.
So how rough
Diamonds
is this
is-
thing looking?
Pretty rough. He's definitely like he's not exactly bleeding blood. But there's some like ichor coming off of him.
Right. Okay. Well, I suppose it has to make a charisma save.
Yeah, these things making charisma saves.
Poof, it's gone.
Huh.
Did you banish it?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that feels familiar.
what happens when you banish something while it's grappling you? Anything?
Nothing. It just disappears. It says I target one creature, not an area.
Okay. You have 5 suddenly empty holes in your chest. It's not comfortable,
I've had worse.
but yeah.
Do I see him with 5 suddenly empty holes in his chest?
Well, Bill, what is he made out of? He's made out of silly putty. Those black holes just go. You see black holes in his shirt.
the red shirts are just staring in surprise.
Well,
Lyle,
it could come back in a minute, so we should all ready our actions and wait. Because, see, here's the thing. If it's native to this plane, it comes back in a minute when the spell ends. If it's not, and I hold the concentration for the minute, it doesn't.
okay, well, Lyle will ready the action of stabby.
AGR, can I technically ready 2 pistols since I have 2 hands? I can hold 2 pistols and have 2 fingers on 2 triggers.
I would. I would say you can ready. You can ready. Normally, you can ready 1 attack, but really, you can. I think you can probably reasonably pull 2 triggers as 1 action.
That's why I asked. I will use that in the future as well, because that's reasonable. It's, you're holding 2 guns. So, all right, I am readying 2 pistols at where the guy was roughly standing, with my off shot pointing away from the party in whatever relative direction I need to stand.
Yeah, the red shirts are gonna get ready to shoot the shit out of that guy.
Same.
Wait,
Eldritch
can we
Blast at the
expend an
ready.
action surge on a reaction?
Can I get perception checks from everyone?
From who? My
Just
turn
from
yet?
everyone. You're not currently in initiative.
Oof, me and D's are both blind as bats.
You're really focusing on that spell.
Mm-hmm.
Red shirt. You see you see an inebriated man sort of stumble out of the alley. He's carrying several bottles of wine, and you're pretty sure he looted them. But he basically sees this crowd of Marines and a ship's captain around a pile of corpses, and he just turns back around into the alley and stumbles the other direction.
I nod at him while he does that.
He nods back.
Do the wine bottles look familiar to DeBosque?
Yeah, they're pretty swanky stuff.
Like they could have came from our ship, like my secret stash.
One of them is the same, but the other ones don't look like it, so they probably didn't come directly from your stash.
Then I won't pursue.
You are on a side road near the edge of town, trying to get to the governor's mansion without going directly through the mob, because there's a riot going on in the city.
I am about to finish the map right now, AGR. That's the reason I asked you about the Star Fort.
Yeah.
Well, minute passes, I guess.
A minute passes.
Does it come back?
Doesn't seem like it.
Great, let's go, guys.
What the hell did you do?
I sent it home. With a note to its parents.
That's why you're the captain, Captain.
Wait, what's going on? I was gone for a second.
I sent it back home with a note for its parents. This was the note.
The carriage.
Oh, that thing. Okay.
He rolled that out and scribbled it and stuck it to his chest as he banished it.
You hear the sound of breaking glass coming from the alleyway where the drunk was.
How quickly can we fix the carriage and get rid of the lame horse?
Yeah, that horse's leg is definitely broken.
Alright, headshot, put it out of his misery.
Wait, don't we just have healing? Okay, wait, no, I wouldn't know that. Never
Well,
mind.
Shot the horse in the head, so I guess it's irrelevant.
It's a moot point at this point.
I was gonna say,
Can
don't
you-
we have mending or something? Just mend the bone?
Nope, it's dead horse now.
Why did the horse die, man? Why?
It had a broken leg and it hurt.
We're putting out of its misery. Oh yeah, I'm gonna send a red shirt to peek down the alley.
Okay.
15 feet away from the entrance to the alley.
Okay.
You know, he's gonna.
Perception check from the red shirt.
All right, let's see what their abysmal perception is, because I know they don't notice much. Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, he reports back to you and says, some broken glass in that alleyway. Looks like
Good job, red shirt too.
looks like somebody's smashing bottles.
Good to know.
Are there any horses around? Live ones, preferably.
Our horses are dead, Lyle.
On the random side street in the middle of the night? No.
Yeah. Yeah, no, just no random
One of our
horse.
horses
None,
dead.
none loose.
Oh, well, one of them.
I would imagine the carriage had more than one horse.
Yes.
It's probably a 4 or 6. I think 4 is about the right size for the city. So we still have 3 good horses, and we're working on fixing the carriage. Do we need any
I'll be
goals for
honest,
the
one
ADR?
of those horses wasn't that good in the first place. But, you know, you do still have 3 horses. One of them's just like,
Our taxi
pretty
driver
sure the
stayed
least.
in the fort when we geared up.
so.
So are we going to armor this one up as well?
I
Put it on
don't
the
think
ship
it's
as
gonna
our
live with us that long.
Put it back on the ship as our armored transport when we leave the ship? Our
I think a lot of the
APC?
places you go won't have roads.
Our amphibious APC?
It's definitely not an all-terrain vehicle, I'll tell you that, and it's definitely not amphibious.
Well, with some modifications, it could be.
I mean, we could do that, or we could take a lot of duct tape, stick a bunch of red shirts together, and make boats and vehicles out of them.
I don't think you have any duct tape.
The boss looks over at Eric and goes, "What is duct tape?"
We have to invent duct tape. What we have to do.
So yeah, you guys are sitting in this alleyway, and heard sound of broken glass. There's definitely still
And you
rioting.
said
You
we're
hear
fixing
gunshots.
the carriage.
Okay.
So how long does that take?
Do you have any tools to fix the carrot? Oh, actually,
You said you just need to
you
pick
know
up
what
and
it
put the
is.
wheel back on.
Yeah, you managed to do that. It's not super secure, but you can get it at a decent speed. It's faster than walking, and it's maybe not quite as fast as you guys could run, but it's a hell of a lot easier. You couldn't run the whole thing, so yeah, you all embark and you get moving. A little while later, you manage to get to the governor's estate. The front gate is definitely very closed. There are a couple of guards out there. They see the carriage.
Between there and between where we were and the gate, do we get a short rest?
Sure.
Cool.
Okay, what, I forget the freaking healing on short rest, because I usually just go with long rest heals. What's it, just to roll your whatever?
Hit
Dice?
dice.
Yeah, you roll your, whatever.
Yep. Oh, you hit die. Use however many.
And AGR about that other thing for me? Would it have been an hour?
Been about an hour. I mean, including the repair time, and the repair wasn't that hard, so I'm not gonna have it.
Oh, no, I misread it. 6, not 1. Never mind that. Every 6 hours you have it written.
Hey, you shitting me.
Don't you have like 10 hit die though?
I had to use all of mine.
Oof.
Why are you asking how many hit die I got?
Because he wants to cast Power Word Kill on you.
I'm beyond that. That don't work on me no more. All right.
I know the characters won't know this, but just so everyone, well, actually, never mind.
Okay. Good to know.
Hey, that works. I only got hit for 6, so
I'm doing quite well.
All right, so you guys ride your way up to the governor's mansion. The gates are barred. There's a couple of guards out there.
Would this be the governor's personal guard? They'd recognize me?
what time of
If
day
you
is it?
step out of the carriage, they do.
Alright, I'll step out of the carriage. They recognize me and tell them that I need to speak with my father immediately.
Yep. They basically ask you all to like step up to the gate, and rather than let the whole carriage in, they crack the gate and give you guys just enough time to like
That's
cram yourselves in. And
Yeah.
We don't
seal
need the
it.
carriage. We tell them to get the carriage as far away as possible, like slap the horses on the ass so they take off. So it's not blocking their gate.
What time of day is it?
Late.
Yeah, it's
So
middle
it's
of the night.
evening?
You'd be wide awake late. That's how
Yeah.
late it is.
Wonderful.
It's prime time.
Wonderful. I can vanish from sight in the dark. Cool.
Alright. AGR, I'm going to take a picture with my phone of this so you can upload it quicker. I'm going to have to take it to work to scan it. So just so you have something to work off of
Okay.
from now on. And we hurry inside as the rain starts coming down.
Of course. There's been no lack of bad weather with you guys in town. I don't know what that's about, but you guys seem to just bring the bad weather with you every time you go into town.
I blame the gods. They're clearly setting a scene. Fucking elder gods.
So you guys make it into the governor's estate. In the foyer, you can hear there's clearly like a commotion going on in the dining hall. There are people standing outside the door, and it's cracked, so you hear like discussion, murmuring. The governor, after a minute or two, steps out into the foyer, and he greets everyone.
Governor.
Basically says, "Well, hell of a night this has turned into."
That's an interesting turn of phrase.
So now I hear this riot started at the theater, and he turns and he closes the door behind him, and he says, "I presume you gentlemen would like to talk to me about that. Let's not disturb my other guests. Would you all care to come with me?"
Certainly, Governor. Lead the way.
So he leads you from the foyer down like the East Hall to like to the kitchen, and walks you through the kitchen where people are working, and to a door that appears to be the pantry. He opens the pantry, walks in, and this is a fairly large space. And you see that there is like a wrought iron gate into what appears to be a small room. It's really only about 10 by 10. I mean, it's not the tiniest room, but it's certainly not going to be a comfortable fit for everyone. But he walks up, opens this wrought iron gate, and steps to the corner of the room, waiting for the rest of you, presumably.
Yeah, I follow.
Yeah.
Signal the red shirts to wait outside.
Okay. As you all enter this tiny box of a room, you see that there is, in fact, a lever that the governor is standing directly in front of. And when the last of you enter the room, he pulls the lever. The floor begins to shake. There is sort of a kind of a hissing noise, and all of a sudden, you notice the room is moving.
How loud is this sound?
I mean, it's not ear-shattering, but it is, I mean, it's like the hum of an engine. You wouldn't know in character, but...
So you could carry on a conversation while this is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have turned to the governor and been like, so, I'm curious, who chose the play for tonight?
I'm not much of a theater goer, usually. These things are technically required of me from time to time. Perhaps one of the men and women at the gathering upstairs would have been able to tell you. I'm not much of a theater patron.
Understandable. Just it was a curious choice of play, especially given that the subject of it showed up at the end.
The Boy King. I remember there was
No, Governor,
tragic
it was
little
not
thing.
the Boy King.
Can I eat him?
You're talking about my father.
In an elevator.
That I can clearly hear you say that. And
Yeah.
The governor just sort of he hums a little bit and pretends he doesn't hear you, and he reaches over and he closes the iron gate so nobody loses a finger in the elevator while it's descending.
Yeah, fresh blood be bad. But I was just kidding. I didn't really gonna hurt the governor. It took me a second to realize he was on an elevator. When I walked in and seen him with a hand on a lever, I was like, what the hell?
I'm pretty sure everyone in the elevator is just silently staring at you, Leon.
Why?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Mr. PC, if you were paying attention, you would have heard AGR describe the elevator.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm still just. I'm talking about Leon.
Like for all of
Okay.
the characters, none of you have ever been on an elevator before, save
Talking about Leon. He don't know what that lover. You know.
I've probably been on this elevator.
even even Ruffles. Lieutenant DeBosk has never been on this elevator.
I
As a
mean, I
matter
was
of
waiting for
fact,
the magma to start
the
coming
last
out.
time you were here,
Yeah,
you did
seriously.
not. There was not an elevator in this room the last time you were here.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what the hell, man.
AGR, are the diamonds pointy end out? I had to do the math for the pentagon because I forgot about that. Are the diamonds pointy end out, so it's a steeper slope to the each of the points? Or is it like a diamond sideways, so it squishes in on the pentagon?
It's like a diamond, except one edge of it is overlapping into the pentagon, so it's like that whole edge is cut off.
Like that? Under just uploaded something into the chat like that.
Yeah, a little less grass on it.
Okay. Okie dokie.
The Pentagon. Wait, no. I know where we are. We're in the Star Kingdom.
You guys aren't even in that fort. You guys aren't even anywhere near that fort right now. You were in that fort earlier.
Yeah, we were in that fort, then we left it.
Star forts are pretty.
I agree. Yeah. It's not the highest quality image, but this is more or less what it would look like.
Okay. All right. Yep. I'm just stenciling the outline of it right now. I've got the pentagon. I had to figure out the freaking math for the radius of a pentagon to its side length, which is it's okay. Never mind.
Don't stress yourself.
Nerd.
I like geometry.
That's fine.
Hey, geometry is great. Don't be dissing geometry.
So yeah, the elevator descends for about three minutes before it slows. You see like the thing slows down, and it's almost at like a crawl as the hall like lines up with it. The governor struggles to reach past everyone to unlock the gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all shuffle out of the way.
Yeah. Lovely invention that. It's a wonder what they can do with Steam. So yeah, so he sort of scooches past everyone, and says, "You know, we've never had that many people in that lift." Huh. And he continues down the hall.
Oh, AGR, you just made my fucking day at that thought.
Yeah, my
I'm laughing out loud from that.
So yeah, he walks down the hall, and there is a sort of a circular room with a little fountain in the middle. It's very simple. There's not a lot of ornate work on anything. It looks like it's been dressed up a little bit. The walls are are like stone brick, but they have been like painted and plastered. But they're not incredibly ornate or anything. And you can see there are places where it looks like this this area might be unfinished. There are signs that there's like some excavation going on to free up space down like the hallway that's like dead opposite from where you came in. There's another iron gate in front of a door on your left. And again on the door on your right. They each are basically a setup where there's a wrought iron gate in front of a reinforced wooden door. So the governor stops by this fountain and says, "So what do you care to tell me about this this play?"
Did my comms go dead, or are we just sitting in silence?
Yeah, your comms went dead.
Yep.
Comm check?
Check.
We can hear you.
Mic check.
Can you hear us? I guess
Yeah.
not.
I think that is a no.
Well, about this plague. Well, it would appear Lether has come to town. He was at the theater.
Ah. Oh, that's okay. Well, you're sure of this?
Mass corpse to yellow cloak walks out and causes a mass riot right before this plague breaks out. Combine
Sounds
that
about
with
right
some
to me.
eldritch entities that we met on our way here. I'd say it meets the description of him. If not him, then, well, somebody very close kin to him.
Yellow cloak sounds about right. We know you've had this previous encounter with him, and unfortunately, I fear your ship may not have been cleared as diligently as maybe it would have been in ideal circumstances. Probably just should have set it out and burned it, but
Yeah, it should have been shot the moment it appeared on the horizon.
unfortunate. We will probably have to move plans up a bit. I was meeting with a number of nobles and city officials. Many of them have expressed a desire to leave town, just as soon as it is safe to do so. They are not aware of this sanctum here, so we should not be disturbed. I am, however, fairly concerned about this. I think we may have quite an untenable position here. I have a number of books in my archives on such subjects, and he sort of rattles through his coat, and he gets a ring of keys, and he begins to walk towards this door that's on the I guess the west side of the room, the one that's on your left when you came in, and he starts to fiddle with the wrought iron gate, the lock on it, and he says, this archive is far inferior to the one in the capital, but perhaps you may make some use of it. I have another associate of yours who has been eyeing a few of these things for a few minutes anyway, so try to, I suppose, keep it down if you're going to read in there. He's unfortunately, I feel I'm in dereliction of my duties as the governor of this port, but I do have to attend to this issue and bring some of these matters to my associates inland.
Governor, you have a plague in this town. Regardless of its supernatural origins, quarantine must be established, if for no other reason than to attempt to protect the countryside and cities further afield.
To the best of my knowledge, sir, this same, in all likelihood, this same pestilence has already taken a fair portion of our Midland neighbors, so it is. I'm not entirely sure that a quarantine is even possible at this point.
Do you have communications with the other cities through more arcane means than the letters?
We're in the midst of establishing a if you are versed in the arcane, you might know we were going to build a teleportation circle, but we have not finished the excavations for the chamber yet, nor any of the incantations. This is
Wait, what?
work, so
If you have a means of sending a message of some kind to your compatriots, whether they be in the capital or other cities, those shit cities should go under quarantine to prevent infected from entering them, not the reverse. I agree that the city and the Midland area has completely lost all containment.
quite frankly, Captain, I see very little recourse, but to essentially burn the city and salt the fields. I don't really know what we are to do here. We have, my order has done a fair bit of research on these entities, but there's a crying baby in the other room. I'm gonna have to get up.
Sure.
I apologize.
It happens.
Take it. That's fine. It's life, ADR. We completely understand. I am uploading that map to you. Do you want me to just put it straight in chat? Is that fine?
I think he already left.
Yeah, I think you already got up to
yes,
smother
well,
the baby.
Okay. Well, that'll be up to him to distribute, but I do actually have the map finished finally. It took me 3 drafts, and it's just roads. I'm gonna let AGR kind of place where everything is. Since it's, his city and his world, I just drew up a nice little something he can work off of that we can reference.
It's unfortunate we might have to burn everything down.
Yep,
So-
we can say burn this building through this building.
Okay. This kid seems pretty upset. I'm gonna have to deal with her. I don't know how long this is gonna take.
Sure, take
Fine.
what time you need, AGR. We'll still be
Yep.
here after you're done smothering the kid.
I think you mean
Oh,
to say
God, I feel
taking care of the kid.
Well,
You know, it's shaking
I
hands,
really
kissing,
meant sacrificing
everything.
it to an eldritch entity, but that might just be retreading old ground.
I don't think she's 4 years old.
There's a wild
Yeah, there's-
sleuth.
Yeah, you guys can go about your business. I will say, you guys did get access to this archive.
Okay.
James was in there. He's, I don't know, probably reading a book. I'll try and get on my phone, and maybe I can answer some questions about the stuff in the archive.
Hey, Jerry, you want to pull your phone up and take a look at that map and give me your approval if you get a chance?
I mean, that
So
looks similar to what we talked about previously.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that.
All right. If you want to throw it in the chat for me because my connection's not the greatest for uploading and downloading stuff, I'd appreciate it. That's up to you if
It's
you
all
want to
that
put it in there, if you want to take the time to label it now.
I don't have the time to label it. I have to get up and
No, I mean, not right now. I mean, now that you have it now.
yeah, but if I don't do it while I'm at my PC, I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I need to do it real fast.
Cheers.
Yeah. Here's the rough map of the city. Ruffles made. Lovely little thing. If you have any questions about it, I'll answer them in a second when I get over to my phone.
That's real neat.
That's what I do.
Pretty.
That is the third draft. The fourth draft would actually be getting rid of those black outlines and turning them into actual buildings. Like, that's basically a road map, and then I take the road map and I put another blank piece of paper over and I draw out what buildings, then the smaller alleys and stuff. It's very time consuming to draw a map.
yeah,
I can imagine.
Absolutely.
I would also like to say to the party that I don't know if everyone else. I know Mick has a reserve character that's living in the city. But I don't think anyone else has anyone in the city that we are like relative to.
Not anymore.
But I have
Yeah.
a mom and siblings.
No, you mean
Ooh.
you had siblings.
Yeah. Lyle's not going to get over that for a very long time.
So, to put the city scale into perspective, we figured the city population is 100,000. So that's how big that city is. So think of the nearest big city by you that's about 100,000.
How big is Chicago?
A couple million.
Sleuth, it
By
might be
me-
easier. It might be
by-
easier to like picture our town, but make it super dense.
Yeah, by me and Gilbert, there's Chicago, and then there's a bunch of shitsville nowhere. Then somewhere there's the capital of Springfield, but nobody fucking knows what's down there.
Yeah, it's mostly, two big cities, their suburbs, and nothing. The abyss.
Lyle will break down crying, by the way.
Well, it is a shitty situation.
So, question: what happened?
We're drinking.
We got
drinking wild.
the governor's mansion. We're in his secret subterranean archive base, and we were just discussing about burning everything and salting the fields.
That's an efficient way of taking care of the problem.
So I imagine we all walk in there and see James.
Oh, I finally used that history roll I did.
Yeah, James. Never mind.
Okay, so things have changed a little.
Hey,
It
James.
looks like there's another person with me. Hey, friends, Capitan. Good to see you all.
Hey, glad you're still alive.
Same. I'm just gonna kind of say in a more quiet tone, we're all fucked, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
That's
find a
roughly.
way to spin this to where, there's a more preferable option than, destroy everything, but I'm not seeing it.
I have no idea what's going on.
At this point, this is all out of character for me because Lyle is in straight shock right now. But at this point, yeah, I mean the world's basically fucked.
I want to get a couple of the not humans if I can before we burn everything.
What?
Do you want to eat someone who is sick? You know how germs spread, right?
I'm immune to germs.
Oh, okay. Well, then that works.
I'm immune to
Are you
disease.
allergic to magic germs?
And these are normal germs.
I don't know, but I'm immune to disease, and to poison.
Well, this is a normal plague. This is a magical plague.
Are you immune to terrible smells?
Oh god, medieval science all up in here.
Well, being I am dead, that really doesn't bother me because I don't need to breathe.
Yeah, where's your
Captain? If he's dead, how do I kill him to get him to shut up?
You can't.
I can't. I have these magic daggers.
If I can get 5 more souls, it won't matter.
That sounds like an advertisement for kill me, kill me.
No, seriously. If I get 5 more souls, I'll gain another vampire level, and then it kind of will be redundant to try to kill me.
What, are you gonna go full Helsing Ultimate on us?
The ability reads.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it. It's some Helsing shit. Yeah. And it only happens at the next level I get.
The ability reads.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
So
Everyone
yeah.
your ears.
Too bad.
So
I was going to ask,
apparently, I
in
have a
combat,
colleague
can you
here.
feed Leon? Or Puriel, I forget which one you are.
Leon.
Leon. In combat, can you feed?
I
Like,
think I
as
can.
an attack?
Yes, I do have a bite. I think. Yeah.
Do you
Actually, no. AGR never gave me one.
do you have to be the one to kill, or can you just suck the blood out of a dead body?
I have to be the one to take the final take the final breath of life.
Oh, well.
It's the only reason I gained that soul.
So apparently, my colleague is here with me. I don't think I've officially introduced you guys to her.
Apparently. You're not sure?
So you do get to keep your reserve character, but
Oh yeah, I do got one. I'm sorry, I do have one. I just saw it. I got to put it on my character sheet.
That's a small lady, wearing a petty officer's jacket, 5'4", got red hair, and she'll introduce herself as Jessie Shaw. And she's currently looking with the books.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Leon, you were looking for a snack. There's one. I don't know who that is. You can eat that.
No.
Why don't you Damn.
Just to keep things simple,
Oh yeah, you could eat James.
she'll keep quiet. Just to keep things simple in character, because the same person, James will
Nope, you gotta narrow
always
both
speak.
of them.
You can't play two characters at once.
Yeah, exactly. It's complicated. I don't know what's going on, really.
You ever tried to DM?
It is complicated.
JR's listening in. He heard that.
So, Capitan, was there anything particular you're hoping to look and find in here?
Motherfucking spell scrolls, bitch!
You're not gonna find spell scrolls in this archive.
None of us
I
are
can
wizards.
tell you that.
Well,
what's
if
the
there's
hope?
a book, on how to stop a magical plague unleashed by a, evil god, that book would be a high priority.
With the passive investigation of 26, could I get pointed in the right direction, more or less, AGR?
Passive investigation of 26.
Yes.
Wait,
Are
is
you?
is AGR talking? I can't hear him.
He's
No.
typing
He's
in
typing.
chat. Read chat. Read chat.
Oh,
RPG.
okay.
Read chat. RPG.
You know I can't read.
Fucking read chat.
What's chat?
Motherfucking Winklevoss twins. Motherfucking Spider-Man. Who invented Facebook?
Well, what's in the cabinet then if he's unlocking the special shit? Oh, never mind. There's some other stuff going on.
It's the old texts that the Order managed to rescue. He's got a couple copies.
The Elder text. Or, as some would say, the Elder Scrolls.
Can I kick him?
Oof.
I approve.
Captain Ego's old dusty books.
Is there anything new that I can share with the party that can help in this hour of sorting through books?
Well, what have you been researching? What have you been looking for?
I've been looking for lore and information about this yellow-caped figure. I'm trying to find some
His name
crux of
is
specific
Luther.
weakness, and I'm not coming up with anything.
You mean Luther?
Yeah, his name's Luther.
Yeah.
Lether. Luther is something
Lether.
different.
I was about to
Don't
say, is his
tell
first
Max.
name Martin?
It was worth a shot to see if anybody noticed.
I mean, a plague, a reformation, they're about the same, right?
Yeah.
We're reforming the world.
I got a question
through
out of
madness.
game. I got out of game. Well, it's an in-game question. It's something Leon would ask, but I want to ask it out of character before I ask it in character because I don't want to fuck up. Didn't
Okay.
we start this plague?
Yes.
We kind of did, yeah.
No.
Okay. When we fed the snake god or whatever the thing
No,
was?
nothing to do with the big hand tentacle thing.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a bit of a stretch.
Well, it was in the same building.
Freed an evil god. How is that not the same thing?
Okay, two different gods. Tentacle god, one. Yellow cloak god, two. Yellow cloak god escaped.
Well,
Wait. Who freed Yellow Cloak God?
Somebody who was charmed.
yeah.
Why am I? But you did okay. You were charmed to free one, but you weren't charmed when you cursed the rest of us.
I mean,
But
my
unlimited
understanding-
power.
Itty bitty living space.
So my question is because I wasn't there for that. I heard you during like the fight in that room, like afterward, trying to get through that door, and then going through the crack that like was an inch big because you're goo and everything, and then you go into the room and you wake him up, and then giant Lether jumps out and starts killing people. When did you actually get charmed?
The
When
moment I saw the door.
Because I think it was through Deez's eyes you did.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
right.
Basically, like that whole sequence, I was charmed.
Well, fuck. Okay.
When Deez laid eyes on the door had both him and Under do a charm or a wisdom save, and I think they both failed, right?
It was just one save for me because I was looking through his eyes. Deez didn't really fall under his control. But as soon as I did, it didn't matter.
So what I'm hearing is this is all because you took 120 feet of Devil's Sight. If you had never actually gotten Devil's Sight, you never would have seen the door.
Let me
we
be
would have
very
gotten to the door
clear.
eventually.
Even if I couldn't have seen the door, I was going to open the door. That's just what I do.
He sees a big black X and he opens it.
Because
Yeah.
where else do you put the loot but behind the big closed door?
Behind the bigger, more closed door.
Exactly.
Remember,
We opened the bigger, more closed door.
Right, and that was the boss fight, and so this other door should have been the treasury. Instead, it was just another boss fight.
Not much
well,
of a
yeah,
fight.
this world clearly operates on Dark Souls rules, not RPG rules.
Yeah.
In this game, if there's
Beat
a
the
big
boss,
door,
congratulations, here's a big door. Open door. Hey look, another boss fight.
I mean, yeah, this is the world of Dark Souls, and I'm playing D&D in it.
Oh, Dark Souls was
Hey,
fuck.
Run!
I'm down for it. Let's praise the sun. Let's do it.
5
Pass
Eldritch Beings
on that.
released.
Do we have
Fine,
any cold
I
swords
will
that I can
pass
stick
on
up on fire?
So, I actually read up a bit about Vecna, and it seems he stopped being just like this with an artifact of sorts. It was designed to, what I believe is to siphon power away from the being while it was trapped in the material plane. Vecna, however, sacrificed the lives of almost every known person in the old world to attain that eldritch power.
Great, where do we pick it up?
Wait, hold on. Rewind. Vecna?
Yes, Vecna stopped this.
So
Vec-
Vecna found an artifact and then used the artifact
No,
to out.
he crafted the artifact.
He created the
designed
artifact
and
with all the
tailored it.
souls from the old world.
Vecna saved the world. That's what we learned today.
Okay, so he created the artifact and then used it to siphon power away from
Luther.
Lether.
and why was Lether still in the material plane then?
Because he
got
wants
better.
to kill us all?
How many times have one of us died and then got better? 3 now?
I mean, at this point, Jean dying is just like Daniel
Yeah.
Jackson. It's just a joke.
Yeah,
I beat death at cards, so I don't have to worry about that no more.
I know it's pronounced like that, AGR, but I choose to say it wrong. Just like how I chose to say, what was the other thing that I chose to constantly say wrong?
Your mom?
I do appreciate the elevator, AGR. It's a nice touch.
Laudanum? I think laudanum I said wrong. Might
Yeah,
have
you,
been that.
So, do you guys want to know the full name of the order we keep saying?
yes.
It's the Order of Locana.
The Order of Wakanda?
Locana.
Lokana.
Is that a type of
Forever.
fish?
That's the goddess of knowledge, art, and science. Hence, the elevator, science.
Lokana.
Oh, makes sense.
Wait, what? What?
Praise Vecna.
Right. So I want to hear more about this Vecna artifact.
Yeah.
So
Is it-
where do we pick up this? I assume we can't just go to the local MacGuffins R Us and pick it up.
Dealing with shit that belongs to Vecna is really bad juju.
Does it have 5 points
Nah, that's cool.
an eye in the middle?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just waiting for the chat. He entombed Lether in a room of smooth stone, kept him in a slumber so that Vecna
If
could
we
use his
get-
power.
If we
Oh,
stumble
shit.
across the hand of Vecna in our travels, I want it, and I will cut my hand off to wear it.
And I
Okay,
will,
sounds good to me.
and I will cut the hand of Vecna off of you.
I think he would die at that point.
Already dead.
I mean, tell you what, if Leon gets the hand of Vecna, Bill Mop, you can have the head of Vecna.
Well, it's the
put on the
hand,
same way.
the
I want one of the eyes.
And the eye is the powerful one.
Well, I'm short an eye right now.
The eye has. Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, I think DeBoss gets dibs on the eye.
The eye has eye bite and control and all kinds of weird shit.
Is the eye gonna be like Pegasus's eye from the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh?
The Duelist Kingdom? I don't
yes.
think so. It shoots lasers from it.
Yeah, it shoots lasers from it and death from it. It's got a death ray. It's got like 4 or 5 different powers. True sight.
I believe it comes at the risk of killing you.
Oh yeah, to put it in, it does.
Minor things. That's not a big deal.
When you attach the part of your body to you, it replaces the one you already have, or you have to chop yours off, and you almost die. You have to be really dark to put these things on.
Don't you also like kind of get taken over by Vecna?
Well, if you put all the pieces on the same person, yes,
They basically become Vecna.
they become Vecna.
Could I have the governor unlock the cabinet for me? I'm not finding anything else here.
It's unlocked. He already unlocked it.
Unlocked it? Alright, good. I think I'll go ahead and start scanning the books, AGR. I think I'm going to cast resistance on myself constantly. I'm hoping for the best, but assuming the worst.
Most of these books are probably safe if they're in the Order's library or an archive of the Order's library. Most of them.
I don't want to find out the hard way that that's not the case.
How much C4 did the Marines have with them?
Shit tons. We were actually in the middle of carrying a whole bunch. Hopefully by saying that will make it true.
I mean, that's why I said most AGR.
Does anyone want to like go with James?
Basically.
I'll have D sit on his shoulder.
Okay, so that needs to happen.
I like that book.
Does that get the -2 modifier from, other stuff, AGR?
Oh, -2. Great. Did you grab a cursed sword?
No. I'll roll a flat d20 and I'll let you figure,
What are you talking about, Mick?
They're having a DM chat because he's currently reading a book.
I think that's perfectly fine. All right. Well, what does 19 give me?
You rolled to subtract 2 from 21.
Yes, just to indicate to him.
It's just easier to keep track of. Just have it written down.
Any useful information? I'm guessing not.
So now that Lether has been unleashed on the world, and he's been awakened and all that stuff, do you think Vecna would have noticed?
Is Vecna still alive or able to interact with the world?
I mean, he is like he's considered a god.
Sure, he's considered a god, but that doesn't make someone a god.
I mean, the Egyptians thought, what's his face was a god. It went well for him.
He lived for like 90 years.
Does that get me like an investigation check? Do I roll again, AGR?
I was thinking of the boy. They think all of their
Okay.
leaders are gods, and one of them died at like 8.
Oh.
Could I try to investigate it for hidden ciphers or something using my spy feat?
What is this? Fucking national treasure?
Yes.
I will guidance myself, because why not?
Flip to page 94. I'm Nicholas Cage.
Would it stand to
getting-
reason, AGR, since that the first book I could feel something tearing at me, that I would take extra precaution? If so, I would have the lady cast Bless on me. Jesse, that is. All right, this is going to suck. Well, fuck.
Shit. Don't you have favor of the gods?
I don't think I can apply that if... No, I don't think she can do it for something else. No. Okay, that's bad. I'm having a seizure. Jesse, make sure that I don't bite my own tongue and shit.
Jean would just walk over and sort of like, James, stop fucking around and laying about. We got work to do.
Jesse's gonna kind of look to him, cutting the throat like he's done.
Okay, sure. I guess he's dead.
No.
Wait, what?
Is James having? Wait, what? James?
I don't know. Jesse's telling John that James is dead.
No.
So
Obviously having a seizure, still moving. Hello.
Wait, you're having
so Jesse's asking me to kill James? I mean, I suppose.
No.
Is James gonna die?
No.
That remains to be seen.
He's going into a coma.
We don't know.
It's
What?
a seizure. I will check on him. Don't worry about it.
Who's talking now?
That would be Jesse, because James is down.
How about you move out of the way, Jesse, and away from my friend? Real
I'm
quick,
taking
like.
care of your friend. Don't
Well,
touch him.
I didn't ask that question. I says, why don't you move out of the way?
No.
Or we're gonna have a real good game.
You can check the books. I will keep with him.
My fangs come out. I said, move.
And then Lyle runs over and gets in front of you and pulls out his daggers.
For
This
Christ's sakes,
isn't a
guys,
good
don't we
time
have
to
enough?
fight.
Don't we have enough problems right now? Really? Is this gonna happen here and now?
Hi, Captain. Hi, Captain. And Leon just suddenly, the fangs go away and his whole composure changes. As you wish,
Leon, if it makes you feel better, if James dies, you can eat Jesse. And then I turn to the books.
Aye, Captain.
So what is the title of the book that James dropped when he went into his seizure? Note, I'm not touching it. I'm just sort of looking at it.
What should I have for dinner?
What are the choices?
Oh, I said to AGR that I'm sort of looking at the book James dropped when he went into his seizure, where it fell on the ground. Is there a title visible?
This is how you change characters mid party, huh? Mid game, huh? Just have one have a seizure and the other one should be standing there like, hey.
I mean,
I did everything I could to save James. He's not dead yet.
Well, don't he have all the magical power? Don't he have all them special abilities? That girl don't have. She's just a chick, a normal human chick.
Jesse, if he needs healing, I can heal him.
Yeah, that's not the point. But if, she can learn all the spells, but she has no magical talent. This world has no magic unless it's given to you. So she can learn all the spells she wants. She couldn't cast them.
how do you know she can't cast them?
Yeah.
Well, because AGR, when he set the rules up of the game, he said the world has no magic unless it's under special circumstances.
Right. But how do you know said special circumstances have not come to pass?
I'm just saying.
He just
I
said
don't know the bitch. I don't know the bitch. She just replaced one of my closest friends. I don't know this bitch. See, that's what I'm saying.
She hasn't replaced him. Also, I believe not started, but I believe his second character was warlock all the way through.
Yeah, he's fully warlock. Also, Leon, he just told us that we can't start as magical classes.
Oh, don't tell me that's what I think it is. Fuck.
He edited the oof.
So he's paralyzed for 5 hours. Great.
23 psychic damage. God.
See, paralyzed, I'd be actually happy with that.
Minus intelligent. Oh my God.
That
2
hours.
For the next
2 months.
For the next two
2
decades.
years.
Days.
For the next 2 decades.
It could be anything.
Oh, God.
Oh, No, when you guys are talking about the numbers, I was thinking of House. He's talking to that old lady, and she's like, "How long do I have to live?" He goes, 10. She goes, 10 what? 10 months? 10 hours? 9.
9.
Like, what a fucking dick.
Does he look physically hurt?
He looks like he just got hit in the forehead with a ton of bricks, probably.
My ears are bleeding.
Oh, okay. Then I will heal you.
Distinction, welcome to the party. How's it going?
Pretty good.
I think James has enough composure to heal himself, right, AGR?
You're probably dazed enough that Lyle would have just healed you before you had a chance to heal yourself.
Well, no, I would wait until he like wakes up and everything.
Yeah, I think I vomit first, and then I mutter some words, and then I heal myself. And after I roll this dice, I'll tell you what I...
Yeah, what did that drop down to? What did that drop your intelligence down to?
I'm not going to say. But the first thing that'll come out of James' mouth after vomiting and healing himself. Darkness. And then there was a bright white and a blue sky. Then sand. Sand as far as I could see. The ground opened up, and sand poured to what seemed to be an endless chasm. Darkness. Deeper darkness still. And then an orb. A black crystal atop a staff of obsidian.
So you went to the beach and you found a pointy stick?
I don't get it. Is it a limerick? A sonnet? A ballad?
Sounds like a tune in the desert.
You're gonna do a tune of the desert. You say, "I went through the desert on a horse with no name."
With no rain. Good to
Gotcha.
I know. Yeah, I
So,
know the song.
James,
Good.
that's staff the device you were talking about before from Vecna?
It must be. It has to be.
Not necessarily. It doesn't
Based-
have to be anything.
I
Based
know
off
it
of
is.
What previous information?
I just know it.
You have a hunch.
I read it. I felt it.
That means you have a hunch.
You
I
browse Reddit
know
for
it's
information.
real. I just don't remember where. When.
This okay, this cabinet with these dusty old books, does it have anything on Vecna or the
I
God
think
form?
we need to deal with the plague at hand before we go trying to become more powerful. The plague is a little bit more important because if you're powerful and there's nobody to kill, it's kind of boring.
There's always somebody to kill. You just got to go
I
to a
mean-
different plane.
I mean, the plague is a symptom. The object may actually help us stop the cause.
I'm gonna press to digitate that vomit on the floor.
Well, that answers that.
Hey, Leon. Today,
Yes.
I
All right.
Can I search the book James is handling to see if there's any maps in it that might I just want to flip through it and see if there's any maps or diagrams that might give an instance as to what it is or where that object is?
I would offer, but I'm not going to help you. I'll cast guidance.
Damn.
I grab the
You
wrong
find-
book and start flipping through it.
Yeah, a bad book, an exploding book.
Contact?
I'm
Yep.
here.
Comms are good.
I'm good.
Con check.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah.
Roger that.
Yeah. Yep. you're
People
good.
are a bit
Yeah.
robot-y.
Yeah. Everybody's sounding really choppy to me.
Yeah.
Me too.
Get away from the metal beam then.
I wonder if I could redo my search to look for any kind of books on chemistry or herbology or stuff like that.
Herbalism.
Biology. Yeah.
Oh, that was nice of him. I think you put a U where you meant to put an I. Screw drawing of a penis.
Is it a magical duck?
Is it a magical dick?
No,
That was so bad.
It's not a picture of my penis, guys. Sorry.
That was so bad. That was like falling into a barrel full of titties and coming up with a dick in your mouth.
How many books are there? Just these two?
How many books are in the locked cabinet? So 20 in the cabinet. How many are in the or how many shelves are in the archive, and about how much of the archive is full? You can go with like a standard 10-foot by 8-foot shelf if the room's big enough for it.
We're fucked.
Since I'm a chef and I already know how to slice up animals and stuff, can I look for a book on human anatomy?
Are you
I'm gonna
trying
be
to
right back.
you trying to find the best place to puncture?
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm figuring out how to defeat on people without biting their necks.
That 8 just
Oh.
loves me. Fuck.
It was like a 14 for my attack rolls.
No, what I was thinking of doing, since I'm already good at carving up animals, I know the parts of them, which parts are best and worst. I was just going to try to equate that towards human anatomy as well.
To what end? You don't need their body. You need their soul and blood.
Yes, but it's good to know that if you take this, like, cut this part of the body, it shuts down. Like if you cut the Achilles tendon, it shuts down that whole leg. They can't move. You know, it's good to know that.
Well, I mean, that's kind of basic general knowledge. You stab them in the heart, they stop working.
But it's about torture, not about. It's about torture, not about fighting.
We're at the point where we don't need torture. We only need interrogations for people to be there to answer questions that we're going to force them to answer.
Again, you think this is where
I'm not
I'm
sure that's
learning?
true.
I want to learn about torture because I want to torture people. No, I do it because it's fun. I
That
want to learn because
sounds like
it's fun.
That sounds like because you want to torture people.
Yes.
It kind of sounds pointless to in my opinion, but okay, to each his own.
I mean, Leon's one wish is to watch everything go.
Well, he's currently watching it right now.
He's happy as a piggin, you know. He's a little unhappy that it wasn't him that done it, but you know, if it's gonna go, let's go, you know.
So can I go through the other 19 books, just like flipping through them to see if I can find any maps or anything?
I'm gonna be helping Captain if he does that.
I'll help him as well. You want me to roll? What would that be? Roll investigation with advantage if we're helping.
I'd prefer to make my own rolls. I have crazy.
Just one roll for all of it, or
All right. So who's the smartest person here?
I have a +6 to investigation.
That
I'd
beats
just
me.
like to point out +13 to investigation.
Okay. I guess our gunner's looking for him.
How do you have a +13 to your investigation?
20
Like,
intelligence with an expertise. Because
Oh, you should take the spy feat then. I'd be getting there +5 investigation.
9 is still a 22.
Fuck, imagine that. +18 to investigation checks.
Fucking rogues at level 18. Roll a stealth check. Okay, 45.
Wait, what?
I'm only a level 1 rogue.
No, I was just making a comment about.
Yeah, but you got the expertise for being a rogue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the really high modifier.
But if you took the spy feat that AGR has, you get +5 to your or no, is that passive?
That's only passive.
But that would still bump your passive up ridiculously. I mean, your passive's already at 23. Then it's 10 plus your modifier.
Yeah, spy is just a modified observant.
Gets some extra things. I think creating ciphers.
Yeah, ciphers. They have to magically decipher it or an intelligence check. You can read lips if you can see their mouth and understand the language, and you get a bonus language. Not a bad feat.
2 of our characters have taken it, so no, not a bad feat at all.
So what do we see with our pictures? Are they more ducks? AGR, is it gonna be more fucking ducks?
Little did you know that ducks are actually eldritch monsters, specifically the standard mallard duck.
Alright, but that's because males are fucking ferocious.
Hey, we're on a cube world!
I think it was a cube world.
Everybody
Oh no,
knows
they're two separate things: a map of the old world and a sketch of a large textured cube.
a cube world. Everybody knows the world's a dodecahedron.
Okay, if we were on a cube world, there would be exactly 6 points where you can jump straight up and come back down in the same spot across the entire planet. Just because of how gravity would work.
And gravity would be lower to the center because there's more mass in the corners.
That would be absolute hell for
would be
firing
s-
cannons.
That would be so fun.
It would be
So,
absolute hell because you would
can
have
we
to know.
decipher what the large textured cube is? Like, can we make out what it is? Is there a cipher with it? You know, a legend or anything? Is it some sort of planar map? Is it a
It's
like
a
what
penis.
is?
It's a dick in a box.
Well, we found the maps, and that's what we're looking at now, right?
What does FFS mean?
For fuck's sake.
Okay. Hip
That is not
slaying is
good.
not something I know.
Oof.
So this is how the campaign ends. We don't even fight an eldritch horrible monster. We all go mad trying to find out how to defeat it.
That sounds about right, actually. I mean, if we really have to, guys, all we need to do is lure Lether onto the docks and then hit him with the boat. That should put him back to sleep.
Oh wait,
It-
how many red shirts do we have?
20,000 in the city, 4 with us. 3 of them on an
Same.
upper floor.
Including Eric, we have 4 total with us.
Yeah.
So we have
But the
an
city has
excessive-
20,000.
We have an excessive amount of expendable people. We can have them decipher this, and if they go mad, we're not losing much.
Oh, shit. Now you mention it, yeah, the red shirts are excellent at that numbers game.
See, this is why I should have stuck that point in sanity. Because it would have been
Oh,
a flat
well.
roll then.
You can put ASIs into sanity.
I asked AGR. He didn't actually give a straight answer.
Could you take resilience to get proficiency in the saving throws? Now that's a question I want to know.
Makes sense to me.
Oof.
Yay, more Caesars. Caesars for everybody.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'll pull the Bosk away from anything that looks painful.
Yep. Fuck it. Should Red Shirt give it a shot?
No, I'll just read the fucking book.
Oh man, I wanted
Okay,
to have a
my
seizure.
guidance on you.
Do you want me to read it?
No, I'll read it about the map of the old world and the sketch of the large textured cube.
Textured? Like cross-hatched?
No, someone just carved penises into it.
I assume he means it's not wireframe.
When he said textured, I was kind of thinking like a plane with a map on it.
No, one side's velvet, the other side's got like some shag on it.
That is not a cube. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Jesus, now
Maybe
he's
something
shaking
needs
like
to
an engine.
fit.
What's going on here?
Let me see something.
And that would be she to you.
I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try and subtle spell. Actually, who's in the room?
We all are.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna subtle spell lesser restoration on Debosk and see if that works.
You then needed to make a save yourself. Oh. That's neat.
So it was unrelated.
Okay, what the hell did he touch?
Well, he was reading this book that I've got in my
She-
hand.
I am a man, but my character is a female.
Now you know how Red feels.
What?
I'll correct him every single time. It doesn't bother me one bit.
I'll forget. It's not nothing. It's just I look over and see the names and hear the voices, and I'm like, okay. So, sorry. I don't mean to offend you. No, I don't do it on purpose.
I know, it's more fun to me to correct you anyway, so please keep doing it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, it doesn't bother me that you correct me, so hey, this works. Oh God,
Oof.
-4 intelligence. You're an idiot.
Yep. It's a -2 to my intelligence checks now. Flat 10.
You had a 10, now you have a 6. Oh my God, you can barely speak.
Yeah, 6 is still decent intelligence.
6 is literate, but it's only slightly more than beast.
You're Peter Griffin.
A 6 makes you as smart as my warhorse on Saturday nights.
Also, Bear Killer had 6 intelligence and wisdom
Oof.
and charisma.
5 days. Oh God.
Did the lesser restoration not help with that at all?
No, it made it worse.
Probably need greater for that, if that even work at all.
That's a move.
Well, Lieutenant, did you get anything useful out of that at least?
Captain,
Yeah, Leon.
I don't think we should be reading these books.
I think that's good. 0's good, right?
Either that or it's how much the intelligence was going to be taken off.
So I'm going to lean towards that as the greater restoration spell doing nothing, or lesser restoration.
Little did you know that D4 was the days you had to live.
Restoration reduced the duration by 0 days.
Oh no.
So I wake up from the seizure and the boss goes, darkness, just darkness. Sandstorm and giant cube, it looked like it was made of mud. Barely visible.
But again, just with sand. Sand doesn't really help us much.
Does the captain not like sand?
I don't like sand. You know
I
how
don't
hard
like
it is
sand.
to get
Well,
sand?
if he's an amorphous being, sand would not get along well with him because of a stick.
Really, I thought it was because it's coarse, rough, and irritating.
It gets everywhere.
Yeah, no, I'll just open it up to the map and like look at this map. Like, does it actually like give indications of where this shit is?
Captain, James had a stroke when he looked at a book. Now, the lieutenant has had one when she looked at a book. What the hell? Maybe we should leave these books alone.
They're just books. Oh.
No harm ever came from opening a book.
Exactly. Books are harmless. They're paper and ink.
Oh, and I've hurt people with books, but mostly by beating them down with books.
All right. So I'm looking at this map here, and you know, it just indicates that they're in like the somewhere deep within that old continent that we've never been to. I don't know why you guys are having such a problem with this.
Well, the captain is made of jello, so he probably doesn't have sanity to check.
Captain, so far on our cruise, we have released
One.
demons. We've talked to 2 different demonic gods, and we released one of them, which is having an effect by killing the world.
It's trying. It's
Come
not
check.
Doing a great job.
We
I
hear
hear
you.
So I'm asking, where is the reward for all of this?
Com check.
Yeah, we hear you.
Comms are good.
Okay.
Confirmed.
In character, with sorry, I had to turn myself to the thing. In character, as a response to what Jean just said about why they're having a problem with it, Lyle is going to just go into an absolute tirade of just, why do you fucking think that we fucking can't read these fucking books? Because you're fucking like goddamn goo. What the fuck is wrong with you? God damn it. Why do you think fucking magical arcane bullshit? Fuck.
Well, now
And on and on and on and on.
I seem to be
To answer
lying.
your question, Leon, is I just ignore Bill Mop's little tantrum.
Lyle.
Lyle. Sorry, I couldn't remember Bill Mop's character's name. I believe the reward is that we get to keep living.
I do like that. That's a little bit of a
Semantics for me.
Continued existence, then.
Alacrity annihilation.
Well, wrong with annihilation? A little genocide in the morning is a good thing.
That would include
Until
you.
it's pointed in the wrong direction, then we got to do some shit about it.
As long as somebody's worked it that can do it, I don't mind to die.
Lyle will then switch to tirading Leon about his fucking idiotic plans to get us all killed and blown up and
Oh, come on, Lyle. You gotta enjoy life. Make it fun.
see, this is what I'm fucking talking about. You just go and kill everyone you fucking meet. God damn it.
I do not kill a soul. They
Wait, we can use an aura as a
You're
weapon?
fucking vampire. You kill souls for pleasure, for sport. It's what
Yes,
you
but
like
also
to do at night.
I'm totally using an aura as a weapon from now on because that's fucking hilarious.
Those people-
I was just looking through the Nautical campaign weapons and I was like, there's an aura on here. 1d8. I'm totally doing that.
Yeah, at this point, Redshirt's gonna go like find a corner to hide in while this tirade is going on and all the weird shit's happening. He's just gonna go hide in a corner.
Lyle, my friend, calm yourself. Why
calm
so
your fucking
serious?
self.
Can we ask the governor about the books in particular, why we're having seizures when we read them?
That is actually. That's
You
an
tried to
actual-
kill James.
I would never.
Oh,
He knows of
yeah,
their origins
You
and stuff
would
like that?
never. You would never. You
I was
sit
gonna kill
with
the
your
bitch
things out,
beside him.
looking at.
I was gonna
friend.
kill the bitch standing beside him, and I'm still thinking about doing it. But I would not
Excuse
touch
me?
James.
She's
I was
with
just about to
me.
move both of them to another room. They can argue it out.
Lyle, you need to calm down. You're gonna give yourself a stroke.
And
I don't
at
get it.
this point,
Two of our characters done had a
Lyle.
stroke. He told Lyle he's been having one. He's having fun.
at this point, Lyle, his face entirely red with blood, his ears, just absolute rose colored. He will pull
I
out
pull up a world map and ask the governor or my father where the dig site was.
Lyle will pull out his dagger and just point it at Leon and will say, "Stay the fuck away from me, you monster."
Hey, Cap, should we do something about them or just let them duke it out?
I mean, let him get it off his chest. If it actually turns violent, I'll give one of them a timeout.
Leon's whole expression changes when you call him a monster.
What does
Monster.
the change do?
It's angry. He was smiling, but he's not smiling anymore.
Are
We have
talking
been
about
friends
60
since we were
around?
children, and you called me a monster?
Yeah, people change. We just went through the worst 2 years of our lives. What do you think happened? You guys sacrificed a 14-month-old baby to an eldritch god that was fucking trying to kill us all, and
Hey, at
now
least
it's
they got
probably
his first
somewhere out
birthday.
there. And then you guys, while you were on a fucking cut, you were just supposed to go into the shore and just meet with the
Out
fucking
of character.
villagers.
Out of character. You realize the governor has to die now, right?
You're not killing my father.
Yeah.
Hey, don't
Okay.
drop. Lyle just
Lyle-
spilled
Well, it's
everything
Lyle-
about
killing
us.
people left and
I
right.
cast banishment on Lyle.
Are you guys familiar with the 5 stages of grief?
Yeah.
Lyle, you're banished right now. You can't talk to anybody.
No,
No,
he gets a
I'm
saving throw.
out of character.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
he does.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I will be going through
But
this
John,
for a
John's
little bit.
gotten tired of listening to you ranting, so he casts banish on you. It's time for a timeout.
Okay.
Charisma save.
Oh. What is
So
my?
he's
So I have to pull it up. It's probably like a -3. Scroll. Oh, it's the +2. Oh, that's right. I don't know if you can hear me, right, but I can't hear you.
so
Well,
which-
damn.
Holy
Nice.
shit.
Lyle is so angry. He can't even be pushed out of this plane of existence.
But does he quiet
Which
down? Does he stop
island?
yelling?
When you cast a spell on him,
Yeah.
at this point, after probably a good 3 minutes of yelling at the entire party, yeah, he's out of breath.
Great.
And
Sorry about that, Governor. Would appear the stress has gotten to some people.
and then he will go.
Which island did he point at? There's 3 Xantic colonies that I can see that are islands. There's one to the south on our main continent. There are 2 to the western. There's a small and a big to the west.
Sure. Well, we can wait a year.
Yeah, and then Lyle will go find the farthest back corner possible in this archive, and sit down and put his head in his hands, and not start crying yet, but he will be.
So, Governor informs
does
us
this-
that these books came from a Xantic dig site that the Order gained access to. And it's on a small colony island. There's 3 of them on the map. We'll figure out which one eventually, but...
Yeah.
I would imagine where these books came from is where we're going to be finding artifacts.
Well, that was actually my question is, Governor, have you read these books?
I'm gonna go for a smoke break real quick. I'll be able to hear, though. I just won't be talking.
Bill, mop your hot mic.
Oh, sorry.
Do I hear children in the background? Is that a baby? It's not like a baby.
I'll be right back myself. I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, wee little baby, get in my belly!
That was Bill Mop and Leon arguing. in the background.
Well, this is the second red shirt who, on day one with the party, learns a shit ton of shit he didn't need to know.
Probably didn't
Wait,
want to know
wait.
either, but hey.
Yeah.
Well, the books seem to indicate that certain artifacts were to be found in some large desert somewhere. Would this desert match the description of this colony this dig was at, or do you perhaps know of a large desert somewhere in the continent?
So, what was this about eating her, Leon? Oh, he went to the bathroom, right? That's right.
Oh, great. Now mommy and daddy are going to go back at it again.
Oh, no.
Round two. Ding ding.
Just need to set some boundaries real clear that that's not okay. That's all.
Concerns? What concerns?
All right, I'm back.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I actually need to have a little wee chat with you. You were saying something about eating her? Jesse, that is?
Yeah, if she done something to you when we first came in here, you were having a seizure, and I thought that girl had done something, and I was gonna eat it.
I'm looking at Jesse, and Jesse's like, kind of gesturing, like I was trying to take care of you. And I look back to Leon. Leon,
And then she wouldn't let me get close.
yes. She probably didn't want you to do anything that would make things worse. I would ask you not
Like I
to
tried to
ever,
tell
not
Lyle.
to ever eat her, or bite her, or do anything to her. And if I should ever die, my last wish to you as a friend would be for you not to touch her. Do you understand me?
All right. Since you asked so politely, I'll tell you, I'm not gonna bite on her right now.
If I ever find out you do anything to her, you're my friend, okay? Don't make this more complicated for me. I appreciate you.
Who is she? I've never seen her.
She's a colleague of mine, we'll say, a friend. I've been teaching her, and she's been teaching me some things. I think that's enough for now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You know, James, if you have your girlfriend around, you could just.
And I just say right there and there, a little bit blushed. She's just a colleague, nothing more.
Insight check.
Inside check.
You can make an insight check. Go for it.
Leon's gonna look at her, and look back at you, and then look at her,
Back.
and then look back at you.
Make the insight check, man.
Do you like boys?
6.
I think I have to make a. Are you looking at her or at me?
Both.
I'm
Because the
looking
answer
at
might actually-
you.
Okay, let me roll.
Alrighty.
Wow.
Welcome back.
I fucking did
Okay.
it, boys. I've learned the
Wow.
truth of this world.
Okay, HR, how do you roll persuasion deception? If I was trying to deceive, he would know that I'm lying. But what would happen if I was trying to tell him the truth?
Then he would not sense a lie.
Oh, you don't sense a
You would
lie.
believe your perception, yeah, or your persuasion.
Okay.
I mean,
what are
I'm-
you doing, Amafrey? What was that roll?
Yeah, so I'm not lying.
So James said he didn't have a crush on Jesse. Blush, and then I said inside check as a joke, but then we decided to roll for it.
Oof.
And then Leon asked him if he was gay.
I don't even answer.
No, he
that.
didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
I'm
No, he didn't
interested.
say that. He didn't say that. He said you like boys. Is what he said.
I believe in this time period, wouldn't that be a pretty serious accusation?
I don't
I
even
mean,
care, honestly.
It depends on the country,
I
because
mean,
Greece was a very
historically-
homosexually accepting.
Historically, yes, but I'm not running a.
Oh, I know,
not
I know.
running a- You know, we have like gender equality and, or at least relative gender equality in this world, and a bunch of, you know, it's a
Alright.
game.
I was just fucking with him anyway. Just turns his head and walks away.
Making more of a historical reference than an actual statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the lore searching, the actual task at hand, not this dumb shit.
Yes, I'm gonna go find the boss after that.
I don't think I want.
I would be up and with the party standing around the governor and the books that are not fun to touch.
Yeah, are
this
you
looks
guys
like a bad
going
idea.
books?
Then how is the captain holding
Do I
one?
get to do anything with my my plus my 24 history check that I did the other like 2 weeks ago? AGR. No,
Um,
we could just throw it away. I don't care. I'm just curious what you're gonna do with that.
well, I would probably just take all of the information that Mike
'Cause
just
I-
spent the last hour learning and paste it to you, minus the things he saw in his vision and the thing he got out of the. I mean, actually, I guess that is the thing he got out of the book. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that was I think it was a history check for knowledge on defeating Uther, etc.
Yeah, knowledge
That's
on
okay.
defeating Lether. You would know that the Vecna crafted an artifact, and somehow he used it to entomb Lether. It's pretty much like a thing.
Okay, okay.
You wouldn't
So-
know what it looked like. You wouldn't know where it is, but you would. I mean, you would also know the things the rest of the party already knew. You would know that Vecna pretty much killed the entire planet's population, minus like a handful of folks. Who, mind you, he wasn't like trying to not kill. He just missed.
So back to my brief vision that I had. Was the sandstorm too densely populated with sand for me to be able to make out whether that mud brick structure was possibly a building or was it just a big mud brick cube?
I mean, it certainly didn't look natural. It must have been man-made.
Okay, so it was some sort of building that I seen. More than likely,
You didn't see any indication of a window or a door in it.
it was just a big block with no doors or windows. Okay.
Mhm. The
James, you
corners
said
were slightly rounded.
James, you
Would
said
it-
in your vision that you saw.
He's AFK.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Rip.
Would what I seen resemble what I seen in the book? The textured
You
cube?
would have, if you saw the textured cube, yeah, you'd be pretty sure that's the same thing.
Okay.
Lyle, you're keyed up, but I don't hear anything.
I don't see him keyed up.
He's not keyed up for me.
Weird.
I shouldn't be keyed up.
No, you're
I'm
not.
listening on my phone, and I'm walking around, so I shouldn't be.
That is weird. No one else saw you as keyed up except me. It's scary.
Okay, you're at your computer now. You can actually point at the correct island.
Oh yeah, let me actually pull up the map. It's been a while since we've needed it.
I was imagining it was the southern of the two western Zindi. They're red things, red colonies.
Okay, there's some of the maps. Where's the full color map? I don't want to use one of the not nice ones because you guys didn't like those, and I gave you the one that was full color on accident and you liked it better, so. I just need 20 or 30 minutes to find the right map.
It's in chat.
Lovely. Thank you.
It's a pretty map.
I'll be honest, when I decided it was going to be on one of these, I just was like, I don't need to pick one because as long as it's on one of these islands that has enough like land mass, it's fine. As long as the island's not like super tiny, and I didn't remember how much space there was, so we'll say it is on the larger of the islands, the northern Zantic Island.
Oh, so it's the Zantic main island?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like in the middle of Scotland.
I'll get the bagpipes.
No, it's not.
So which one is that?
No, it's their colonies.
Oh, so the westmost red colony.
Yes.
Okay.
The one that's like half the island is red.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one.
The little bitty one on the left
The
side.
far left, the big one.
Got it.
That's next to the icy island.
Got it.
Yeah. Fortunately,
That's not an icy island.
I know.
That's shallows.
I know.
That's basically saying there might be bits of island here at some point. So maybe be careful.
I mean, it looks
Let's
like
sail straight through
it looks like if we need to, we could resupply at the Cartiguan colony.
The governor would have enough information to know that Cartiguan colony would be able to resupply a warship.
Yes. Yes, it can. It can't. Their harbor's not deep enough to take on a line ship, but it is deep enough that something as big as a frigate could make use of it.
Okay. So we have that option. We can go to the Zantic Island to see about this dig site.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to the governor. Governor, do you mind if we take these books with us in case we need them for reference?
The governor's going to look at you and he's going to say, honestly, my intention after putting the city to the torch was to burn these as well. We have other... we have more copies of these books and others in the main archive at the Capitol. And I'm not thrilled with the prospect of having these loose in the world. If I have your word that you will see to their destruction at the first sign of any trouble, then
I go up to him and give him puppy eyes. Please, Daddy.
You have my word.
persuasion with advantage.
Sorry, what was that?
I said persuasion with advantage, but actually, if you're
Okay.
both being honest, I don't care who rolls. If one of you is using deception, you know.
Under can roll.
It's the same modifier, so you don't know.
With advantage.
Okay. Beautiful.
29.
Yeah, he's gonna hand you like a stack of books, Do you want all of these books?
Yes, I'm taking the entire collection of forbidden and dangerous books. They'll make for some light reading in the evenings.
Oh,
Well,
he's
shit.
he's definitely rolling deception.
But we don't know.
Oh, I know.
All I know is I don't know. That's what I know.
All I know is I'm probably the only one that can read them without going into seizures, so we're taking them.
I
Yeah, you're
might.
gonna have
I
to
didn't
read through them
try
all.
yet.
Well, you would have to make a sanity roll.
Yep, even if you're soulless. I mean,
You still have a brain. Well, we're not sure about that, but
I'm already insane. Why would I have to make a sanity roll?
The sanity roll is like a safety thing. The sanity roll is what protects you from the adverse effects of the book.
Oh, okay.
and as for already being insane, you haven't been euthanized, so you're not that insane yet.
they're
By
not
the way-
biting random people in the street. And you're
Oh,
probably
yeah.
like,
You're not crazy enough to think of a legitimate plan to kill the captain.
By the way,
I
a lot
yet I
a lot of the
move.
language in this book is almost incomprehensible. Like it is using some familiar words and some of it you don't understand. This is a very old language. It's not really a different language so much as it has changed a lot.
They're not.
so it's like
actually
trying to
words.
read Shakespearean.
No,
They're
it's
not
probably more
actually-
like trying to read early Middle English
Oh,
as a
yeah.
modern
God,
person.
that stuff's hard.
Like
Trying to
Chaucer.
read Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
It's not actually words. They just drew a bunch of penises and put them into different shapes and said they're letters.
So it's
It's gonna be a running joke forever now. Penis
Yeah.
drawings.
It's actually Vecna's dick is the second most powerful artifact.
Okay, so we have all the books. Jean-Luc can read them all. So we have our information gathering source now.
An example of Middle English.
Yep. That's pretty much what you're dealing with. You can barely make it out.
Forthright and none. The time come. Oh, come on, they're throwing like straight up Celtic words in there too. That's bullshit. Anyway, yeah.
I'm sorry, is it a poem about rape? He chases at his willy.
Here's the translation.
oh, wow. Wow.
Yep. That's why I said, the Dritin. It's like, oh, really? They're throwing Celtic words in there?
I'm proud. I figured out every third or fourth word.
About the same. Yeah.
There's some lines like he chose him some kinsmen that I think you can pretty readily read. There are other lines which are much less easy.
Maybe somebody who's proficient with ciphers would be able to break it down a little bit easier.
I'd rather not read it.
If Under could write it on another piece of paper, essentially.
That would be helpful, I think.
Out of
Can we get
order.
away with that, AGR? If
We don't
Under
know.
transcribed it?
We
He
don't
can
know.
write it out of order with a cipher for himself. That way, in case using the words together would activate whatever the thing does.
Well,
You activated my trap card.
well, Leon, the only
Damn,
problem
shoot the
is
shadow realm.
to break down a language properly, it would need to be written in a complete sentence. You couldn't give somebody a word and say, "Here, translate this."
Yeah.
You
You
would
right.
need a
need
sentence
context
to
for
be
a
able
lot
to
of this.
decipher it. Yeah. Like you would need to know what verbs and nouns are in the sentence. You couldn't just give them a verb and a noun and say, "Here, translate these two words." I can't tell you what order they're in, though.
The governor is he walks to the door and says, I have something else for you. I wish the circumstances were better. I had intended to have this installed on your vessel, but at the moment I'm not sure where the labor will come from.
I'm sure
I
we
think we
can
have a
find a
midget
way to
carpenter.
do it.
So he walks you across the way, and there is, on the other side of this room at the fountain, there's another door. He unlocks it, he opens it up, and there is what clearly appears to be some sort of workshop. And in this workshop is a large metal drum attached to some pipes, and you don't necessarily understand what you're looking at. But the governor explains, says, "This, my good sirs and madams, this is the future. This is a steam engine. With such a device and a simple rotor, you may propel your vessel either with or against the wind, with no need for oars. This this particular machine could be used to heat the interior of your vessel and offer. I understand. I understand your concerns, but I have been assured that it will work, and you have already seen it in action. A smaller model powers that ascending room. You have all had the luxury of visiting.
So what I'm hearing out of character, because Lyle's off in the corner, what I'm hearing is you're fast tracking us through this campaign.
I'm not
Well,
even mad at that.
What?
Not really.
You got a steam engine. It's
That's
fun.
neat.
I mean, what would we be doing for like the 6 months it would take to cross that ocean, other
I
than
know.
crossing the ocean and beating our meat?
Breading spot.
Yeah, this isn't
And-
a. All this means is you're never going to be in a position where you are just stuck and stopped for no reason for long periods of time, and people are starving to death.
I like that.
When you could instead just be like moving at a moderate pace. It's not a. This isn't going to make you go.
Not a modern engine. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to go faster than you were going. You're just not going to be at the mercy of the wind to such a degree.
Could we
Excellent.
use it with upwind? Using the sails as a boost. Would that increase our speed? Or no?
Marginally, but
But not
going to
noticeably.
be expensive as far as fuel.
What kind of fuel does it take?
You could power it with coal would work just fine. There
Wood?
are, yeah, I mean, so long as you can get the tank boiling.
Wait, do you know what exactly how much temperature? Do you know more or less?
Enough.
What does water boil at?
I'm not one of the engineers. I didn't work on this, but I suppose as long as you can get the entire tank to a boil.
Huh. I think we could work with that, right, Captain?
Absolutely, I'll take 3.
We only have the one, I'm afraid. There is another prototype model on a sister ship, but it is not in harbor at the moment.
Do you have the
Well, that's
blueprints
probably a
for these?
good thing.
What's the idea of the blueprints that we could build another one from scratch?
Well, again, I am not one of the engineers, but you're welcome to look around the workshop. Maybe they have something lying around here.
How big is this steam engine?
It's big enough that you could fit 2 full-size adults, like laying on top of each other inside the boiler, and they'd have room to clang around a little bit.
Okay.
That's just the heating where you load the coal and stuff.
Yeah, and then I mean it's a little bigger than that. It's probably like the tank and then the like machinery, which I'm not going to even begin to try and brain my way through. That it's like it's on a stand.
Like the
And it
size of a
stands about
Volkswagen
head
Bug.
height. It stands about head height with everything, a little below, but like it stands a little over 5 feet tall with the
So
stand and
the
everything.
size of a medium-sized sedan. Like real
Like
world
this?
terms. We don't have
Let me-
scale to
let me-
that. That
I
could be 2 inches tall.
I can find you an image.
So we're getting a whole new ship powered
No,
by steam.
No.
The engine.
We're getting a steam engine we have to install on our ship.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. That's if we get the manpower.
How big is our ship as opposed to the steam engine?
The second one is much closer.
Oh, I
Hmm.
think I found a third one that's probably the most accurate based on what I'm reading.
It's not game changing. This is the basically first instance of a steam engine in this world. Like, it's not like crazy magnificent. We're gonna go 50 miles an hour on the water.
The propeller is not going to have that kind of like any kind of crazy RPM. It's not going to be that big. It's just going to keep you moving, even when the wind's not.
Got it. Okay. Because I was going to say our ship is pretty large, and where the hell are we going to put that thing?
Your room. You're gonna have to move your coffin over, buddy.
It's not gonna take all that.
Very noisy.
It's going to take that entire room. I'm about to move to another deck.
It's not that big.
Yeah, it's not.
We're
Yes, but
talking
I'm
about
not
the size of like an
Yes, but you have to
SUV.
talk-
That's about how big it is. Just think of
Okay,
like
where's the water
a Chevy
tank?
Suburban. That's how big it is.
Where's the water tank and the other parts that go with it?
We're talking about the whole thing. Let's just say it's the size of like a Chevy Suburban. That's how big it is. It's not small. We're talking about the first steam engine. Like, do some research. Those things are freaking huge.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, doesn't it have like a water tank and
Yes.
stuff like that? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I was figuring I'd have to move out of that room.
No,
So-
there's enough room for you to stay down by the noisy thing, away from all the normal
but
people.
I have to move out of that room. That's fine. I can move upstairs to. But it's another. I have to have a closed room because nobody's going to want to sleep in the same room with a coffin. So it's got to be a
You
closed.
can sleep in the
room.
kitchen.
I happen to have a television show, which I have an episode of on here where they show the steam engine, and it was so I actually can give you an image of what it looks like.
To scale.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's
That's
a little
going to
big
take a
under.
long time to modify.
No, don't go off of that one. That's
crazy.
I was
This
gonna
one
say, is
Really
that
silly.
idiot, right?
It looks a lot like what you would expect, like the front of a steam locomotive to look like. It's a little smaller.
Jesus.
so my scale wasn't too off. It's somewhere between a large sedan and an SUV, somewhere for volume.
Yeah, if the video tracking on this would stop fucking up, I would have already gotten the picture. It just like I missed the scene and then I couldn't get it to go back. Here it is. Oh,
Are you on YouTube? Put it down to like 0.25 speed.
no, the tracking on VLC is being a pain in the butt.
Oh, VLC.
So, where am I going to put my coffin?
You can. There's going to be room down there. You can stay down there.
I don't
was
want to
joking.
stay down there. I know, but I don't want to stay down there with the steam engine in there. It's just.
Well, we need somebody to keep an eye on it.
Wait, you don't need like to be quiet when you sleep. Like, don't you go into like a comatose state or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's not bad.
So the noise wouldn't wake you up.
Actually, the
What's
noise
the
would
problem?
be beneficial for you if you decide to, I don't know, do stuff that would require noise.
It's not
Killing people.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not quiet and also it's not going to run all the time.
Yeah, we're only going to turn it on when we need the extra kick. Like if
All
we're
right,
going
that's
upwind
fine.
or
I'll
something.
stay in the room because it does make more sense to me down in the darkness down there at the bottom. So I'll stay down there, I guess.
Wait, what's this from?
That is from the Terror.
I wonder if we could heat that shit up with create bonfire or something. Maybe control flames.
I was thinking
That'd be fucking
Underdark
lovely.
could cast Fireball inside the chamber. It would expand from the center. Technically, that's how a Fireball works.
But they're
But also
typically
blow up
instantaneous
half the ship.
effects.
Yeah, but I would
Let's not
imagine
blow up
Fireball
the
is
brand
really
new-
hot.
It
We
would
get a lot of steam.
blow up half the ship.
Nah.
That might actually happen from all the force being compressed in such a
I don't think
Wow.
the heating chamber is designed to withstand that kind of force. It was more of a
Yeah.
running joke, like, yeah, we'll just use Fireball to run it. It'll run for like 4 days from that one cast.
That'd be something.
The governor is going to say, now, gentlemen, I don't expect you all know how to operate this. And I am glad you all seem excited about it. It will require installation. I don't know that we have the blueprints, but I do have.
Oh, can we do an investigation to find the blueprints?
Yes.
See if we can. I'm afraid.
So the
Yeah.
governor's going to say, I do have some simple install instructions somewhere around here.
Instructions unclear. Dick stuck in chamber.
My engineering team, I value them greatly, but
Can we
perhaps
hire one on?
perhaps having a few extra hands might help you. There are 4 of them. I will keep the team leader, and I think his 3 apprentices could help you. I'm sure they can operate this.
So we're getting a steam
Excellent.
engine and a team of engineers. Cool.
You would have 3 people who are essentially just crew members, but they know how to operate that steam engine, and they will be able to handle the installation, which is complex, especially if you want them to do up a heating system. You don't have to.
Nice.
Yes to all
That's
the
extra.
above. We're just checking the box. Yes.
We should totally-
What does Amifrey get with his investigation, looking for the blueprints with me helping him?
Or
Derp.
There is a set of blueprints. It does not exactly match this device.
Does it seem like it's modified and upgraded from this device slightly?
is this an early?
Amifrey can tell. Amifrey, this looks like the same device, but there are a few like alterations, which you think may mean this is a blueprint for a revised version they have maybe not completed yet. Or perhaps the blueprint for the other prototype that is in use on that other ship.
I'll go over to the governor and ask, do you know which one this is for? With the
He
blueprint.
basically just shrugs at you.
Right.
He can't make heads or tails of it.
I'll see if the engineers know then.
Okay.
Can we
Are the
keep
engineers there?
blueprints?
They are not in this room. There is what appears to be an office, basically, that the governor enters, where they have, I say office, but it's more like a storage room with some desks in it.
Probably a bunk or two in the back for those late nighters.
Yeah, so they come out and they say basically exactly what you expect. That's the blueprint for the engine sister ship. Somebody spilled coffee on the blueprint for this one, and they hadn't made copies yet. But you know, it's
something.
fine. And there's some like passive aggressive undertones there.
I would like to suggest, if we end up making it that far, that you immediately make a second copy of blueprints if there is coffee on the worksite. Because the
Noted.
people that need
I'd like to
help-
ask the engineers if they have a copy of these blueprints that we could have.
The guy looks down, like right by your leg is a little shelf, which has like 3 more copies of the same blueprint.
Can we keep these then?
Please don't take all of the copies of our blueprints. Thank you.
No, just the one that's in my hands. That's the one I want to keep.
Do they have an alchemist or a book? I want a
Absolutely.
book on alchemy. Do they have one of those? You know, on alchemic formulas and.
You can go back to the archive and look. I doubt
You
the
may-
engineer's going to have anything to
You
look
may go back to the archive. These are not chemists, they're engineers.
No, I'm asking the governor.
don't
Do
make
they have
bombs.
any chemists or alchemists? They're called back then.
I know a man who dabbles, but he lives outside of town. I don't think he would dare to venture here tonight.
All right.
Have to be a side venture for later. Just write it down in your notes, Leon. We'll remember. Okay.
There may be some texts on the subject. You're welcome to look.
I want to look.
And you'll go back and unlock the library for you and wait for a few minutes. Make an investigation check.
Yeah, I'll help you. Why not?
Okay.
With you helping me, I had a D4.
No,
you have advantage.
you have
You have
advantage.
advantage.
I have advantage. Okay, I got to change my roll. Hold on.
I'm adding the blueprints to my inventory unless somebody else already did.
No, go ahead.
Damn,
Are
that's
you
rough.
fucking
Ooh.
kidding me, man?
Oof.
Nah.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm gonna go back with the party and just stand there and wait.
The big problem is every book you've opened is just like indecipherable nonsense to you. There's just
Too much
It's hard-
jargon.
it's hard to tell what's even useful because there's just there's way too much jargon.
You didn't find their one copy of Alchemy for Dummies.
That's in the bigger archive in the Capitol.
Probably at the
Um,
university library.
Hey now.
Hidden away in some
How
back.
exciting. The Basque, are you French?
Technically.
Oh, je
It's more
parle
like
pas
Spanish.
français. Non, de Basque, on sait en français.
Now
C'est
you're drunk.
vrai.
Go back to your room.
Ok.
Oui, baguette.
Au revoir. À demain.
Au revoir.
What?
She's drunk. She drinks a lot.
Okay.
She's really fun to play video games with when she's drunk. Like she just like there's no
I
filter.
know, right?
She says everything.
I played
know,
an
right?
emergency with her when she was drunk once, and it was the best time I've had with it.
That's amusing. But yeah, so you've got your Steam engine. You haven't had it installed. I'm not sure how you're gonna go about that.
I wonder how we're even going to get it out of here.
Well, I mean, if we're burning the town, you know,
You do have a large crew available to you of like half a dozen people. I mean, really.
Yeah, we need sailors if we want to make our boat go.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
I say we
Assistance
spend the
down
night, get a
here.
long rest down here in the safety of the bunker. I'm sure, or is there bunks down here? I would imagine there's bunk rooms down here.
There are a couple, but you can tell. I mean, this this bunker down here is not complete. So,
Well, yeah, I wasn't here 6 hours ago, so.
no, it was here.
You said the elevator wasn't there the last time I was here. I was here earlier today.
You were not in the pantry earlier today. It
I
was not
know.
there the last time you were in the pantry.
I know. I was just laughing at that thought. I was like, wow, they built that really fast.
Tokra crystals.
Oh.
They had a
Okay,
lot
then
of
I'll ask my father if we can use some rooms upstairs.
Yeah, of course, you're welcome to stay. I mean, if you'd like to stay down here, we can have some bedding delivered.
I think the bedrooms in the manor will be much more comfortable.
Um, I do not doubt it until the looters get to the gate.
I think we can deal with them.
So be it. But yeah. So yeah, you guys can ride on up to the top. And
Did
yeah.
anybody else want to do anything downstairs or in the bunker?
No, I think we're good. Well, I'll, like the next day when the riding's all done, I want to arrange with the engineers to install the steam engine into the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Can I quickly check up for some new herbalism lore that I'm not familiar with yet? Because I do have herbalist kit proficiency. Maybe something new to, I don't know, craft or something in my downtime with materials. Can I make an investigation check or something?
I mean, sure, but also.
Why?
Okay.
You're proficient with herbalist kit. You're not going to learn anything new. You know everything.
Well, I mean, I don't know the very specific ingredients I can make. There's not like get this, get that, make Z. I don't know solid mechanics. I just want one random thing that I could grasp on.
No, I don't. Sorry, you lost me.
Okay, well, like in the player's handbook, you can craft healing potions with a herbalism kit in your downtime, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, HR one time let me craft some medical herbs, salve that do some specific things. I really tried hard there for you. That heal 4 HP when you're above half health. There's no, ingredient list for that.
Well,
Anyway,
it was made out of rare ingredients from an island full of dinosaurs. So.
I have one simple thing I'd like to do during the downtime. Just start copying the blueprints.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I suppose that when I get to the quarters that they gave me, I'm going to do some light reading, and I'm going to read that book that sent Micmic into fits.
Okay.
Are we like done with the now?
You're choppy as shit.
I was gonna cut early. Unfortunately, I had to cut into our session a little bit, but I tried to get as much progress made, and I think we actually progressed pretty quickly, considering.
I think we did a good job. It's kind of a little side quest.
I meant like the night that we're talking about. I thought you told. It heard like we went to the next day.
No. We were discussing what we're going to do tomorrow.
You're basically closing out the evening, telling me what things you're going to do
before we go to sleep.
Yeah. Basically, to give you a rundown, we went from the library to the engineers, talked with the engineers. Leon went and read books he couldn't understand. Then we decided, okay, we're pretty much done down here. And I was talking with my father about bedding arrangements because we'd probably stay here instead of trying to make it back to the boat. So we're going back up and staying in some of the bedrooms in the mansion because it has like 19 of them. It's not a small house.
Okay.
And that's where we're at right now. We came into the library and got you from your crying corner, and we're going upstairs. So come on, midget, let's go.
You did get me from my crying corner.
I would have remembered to get you, yes, because we went shopping together and I liked you.
Okay, I would like to go get my my mom and my siblings.
You're going to leave the mansion alone and go find your family.
No.
In the middle of a plague riot.
Yeah, middle of a riot, looters, and you're a halfling, correct?
The faster I get in and out, and the sooner we do it, the less likely that looters will have killed my family.
I mean, it's not all out just kill everybody for yourselves. It's just looting. Like, Have you seen looting on the news? They don't just kill people randomly. They just break into places, take free stuff, and leave.
Yes, exactly. And they're gonna break into my family's house and steal all their shit and leave.
If you want, I will help you protect your family's home.
I mean, they'll do that if your family doesn't resist.
Yeah, looters normally only kill people when they try to stop them from looting.
Yeah.
That's why they're looters and not mass murdering terrorists.
What is we'll just go. What is your
And also-
backup character's intelligence?
8.
Have you made any effort to contact them since you got back into town?
No, because we've only been back for like half a day.
We've been back for a couple days.
Oh, well then I would have.
Actually, we've been back for several weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
imprisoned. Then we got out, and we've been out for at least. It's up to you, AGR. I don't know how many days we've been out till the progression of this shit going
I
on.
don't recall. I remembered when we were dealing with pay, but now I don't remember.
It was only a couple of days after they got released that this happened.
I don't think it's been a full week.
No.
Yeah, it was like 2 days, I think.
2 or 3 at most. I think it's 2
That we've been out of jail.
that we've been out of jail because we went shopping on one day.
It would
And
also be
then-
pretty well known that your ship had come back into port because, the captain got like honored at the theater for being involved in a military action, and also you're there's a lot of rumors going around that you're a plague ship. So
And also that
Yeah.
whole mutiny trial thing.
And we're famous, yay, for the wrong
yeah,
reasons.
there's been a lot of complicated news about your ship. So your family would have probably heard you were in town.
Yeah, well, we were dealing with other shit, but I wouldn't have spent, like 5 days without going to see them.
Seems reasonable.
So it makes sense that I wouldn't have seen them yet if I was in jail.
If your family feared for their lives, would they A, stay in their homes and lock everything up, or B, do you think they would try to go contact you, or C, do you think they would do something else?
They would probably stay inside, lock everything up, and hide in a corner.
There you go.
Then they're fine.
They're probably fine.
We're going.
Generally,
we're at the
looters
looting
don't-
level.
Yeah, generally looters don't target private residences. There's not a whole lot of stuff there that you can resell easily, and it's hard to find the stuff that can be.
Yeah,
They're
You're
going
targeting
after
merchant
like the
district.
high-end pawn shops, the jewelers, money
Yeah,
changers,
the merchant districts.
All
Yeah,
the-
the
all
easy
the
break in,
shops on the
easy
main-
loot.
the gun stores.
So, I'm just saying that you're kind of overthinking the family thing. Like they're fine. Like seriously, like this is just
They
a
might
low-level
even
looting.
be out right now trying to get themselves a new rug and some nice.
They could be out there looting right now.
Yeah, like it's not like all chaos, end of the world bullshit. It's just, a small riot broke out because of a bunch of crazy people that, calmed down, and now basically the cops are trying to clean it all up, and it'll probably be mostly cleaned up by tomorrow.
I mean, the worst thing to worry about is the plague. But hey, I mean, we're all player characters here. We're not affected by the plague. So, I'm pretty sure backup characters are fine.
Plot armor.
Yep.
Plot armor's so thick.
I also have a painting that protects me from disease, though I
Yeah.
don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Can he still feel the painting?
Someone.
Does he feel attuned to it? I think
Yep.
that's a.
So yeah, the painting's still fine. It's been looted probably 3 times, but
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
gonna be really easy to find now.
I think AGR would tell me when I stop feeling it.
I would if it became important. But with the governor's talk of setting the village to the whole city to the torch, you might be a little concerned.
Which
Make
is
that
why
4 times.
family out before they die in a fire.
They're
It's
resourceful.
we're not doing it right now. Like,
I know.
Right. We got to get the red shirts organized. We need to contain the situation. We got to make sure that we've blocked all the exits. That way, when we
To
light
be
the
honest, the
entire
governor
city on
probably
fire,
would have
everyone
done it
dies.
if there was a wall around the city and he thought he could contain this. He would have done it. He's talking about it, but that's already a discounted option, I think.
the governor's
It
aware of the
really
fact that
wouldn't
it's
be
well
effective.
spread beyond the fact of containing it within one
Yeah.
city.
So he's torn between concern for the people here and the fact that things are very bad, and he's pretty sure that if he does the wrong thing, the world could end. But also, he's not sure there is an actual thing that will not make the world end. So he's
Giving
he's
us
having a
those
hard day.
books and the steam engine probably
And the
a
engineers.
step in the right direction.
He doesn't have any better options. He heard everything you guys said, and still gave you free stuff. He's clearly out of options.
Like,
Oh,
Ken,
AGR.
he could go with us. I mean, he's not completely out of options himself.
That's a discussion for the morning. We're pretty much getting into bed, doing our evening cap stuff. Oh yeah, you wanted to make an investigation check in the library.
Yeah, I already made it. It's an
I
18.
didn't see it. Okay, sure. Yeah, do you still have the information for that salve?
I sure don't.
Okay, I don't remember how that worked, so yeah, you can you know how to mimic that salve with local ingredients and basically get like a something that can heal somebody who is over half health by whatever their hit die is. Is basically for free. So you could you use it to essentially clean wounds. It's just basically a free hit die if they're over half health. You have to have access to the materials, but they're local and fairly readily available.
So, for people who are multi-classed, is it just a biggest hit die, biggest available, smallest?
Biggest available.
No,
I mean, that's how you roll a normal hit die anyway. You roll your biggest one first. Get the most health back you can until you run out of that one.
that's really nice. Thanks.
So,
I
do I
would
learn anything
say-
interesting reading that book from Mike Mikes?
Yes, but one moment. I was gonna say
Sorry.
one more thing about that. You can only benefit from that once per short rest. So you get one extra hit die, short rest.
That seems reasonable.
Okay. So looking at my notes on that book. Close Discord on my phone, open up my memos.
I'll
Yeah,
be
B?
back in a minute.
Mhm. So the book that James is looking at has no mention of Vecna that you can see. It does mention like this expanse in the Let me see if I can. There's an expansive desert, sort of. I'm trying to. I mean, I guess you wouldn't know exactly, but on the southern portion of the old continent. And it is vast. There is some like discussion of nomadic tribes in the area, and there are some like there's no like descriptions of these things, but there's like in passing mention of some weird like ritualistic behaviors that seem off to you. Sort of like like human sacrifice and things like that.
Oh,
Okay,
hey, that's right up our alley. Shit.
They have a mod.
But yeah.
Neat.
So I heard something about cannibalism.
I didn't say that. I said human sacrifice. Not the same thing.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, I probably only have time to read one of the books before I go to sleep, so.
Oh shit, I let go of that invocation. Rip. Oh well.
All right, so I'm gonna call it here. I should have called it earlier since I got class and I got actual like stuff I gotta do. So
Ew, stuff. Ew.
yeah, it's lame, lame stuff. So yeah, so you guys are gonna get one more freebie level before we get into the the scary stuff
Okay.
again.
One more level. Wow.
Also, I'm going to throw this out there. Leon, I mean, it's not a risk-free thing to do, but you're a vampire. It's the middle of the night. There's riots and all kind of people out cause a terror, and you seem to be like a dude who likes that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I think I may stroll out into the street and see what I can get into.
A very enthusiastic walk.
I'm going for a very good walk.
Yeah.
I'm so
So,
glad
We see him
everybody
skipping
got
out the front door. Like a
I'm
gleeful
so
child.
glad everybody got that.
Being in.
Oh, yeah.
11 people.
11? Oh, dear God.
A very enthusiastic walk.
You have no idea.
Have fun.
I think he is already.
Oh wait, Sleuth, I found one that's perfect for what you just said. At least the text.
I don't know if I pinned this, and I haven't looked at it in a while, but since I have to look at it again, since it's, there's a link to the vampire.
Oh, yeah, I have to have that up all the time. I have to keep it up because I can remember my
Yes,
dark
I
gifts.
imagine you do, but,
Yeah, I just, oh, goodness. It takes me to, okay.
Now,
Oh,
I'm going to point this out. Like, I don't necessarily recommend everybody takes any of this, but he's probably like, what level in vampire are you?
5.
Damn. That's scary. Does that carry along with your proficiency bonus?
No, but what it does is it gives me a separate set of hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I'm clearly
um,
missing something scary.
so I was just gonna say if anybody meets the requirements and they could talk this vampire guy into it, you probably.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He can
I
give
mean,
people
you'll
vampire.
have the same problems that he has though, so it might not be great.
Say that again.
Anybody who wants to and meets the prerequisites for that vampire class, if you can talk Leon into it. And not everybody is actually valid, but some of you who may not actually have the option should probably know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Come on, bite this gooey center, you know.
How many bites does it take to the gooey center of a Grimbald pop?
So far, usually just one. Fuck, that fight I finished with 4 hit points.
Wait, really?
It's interesting.
More the charisma on that.
You need a Constitution score of 13 and a Charisma score of 13, and you have to be alive
And level 5.
and level
Which
5.
most of us are anyway. I don't think there's anybody
Yeah,
below
that's-
level 5.
That's the only things.
Let's see. So Red Shirt's hardy enough for it, but he doesn't have the personality for it.
He's not pretty enough to be a vampire. He doesn't sparkle in
Yeah.
the sunlight. Gag.
Oof,
Oh god.
please. Oh,
Enough of that sparkle shit. Get your sparkle shit out of here.
Hold on,
You see
AJR,
that,
important
though,
question.
right? Y'all everybody
Does
read that?
Leon sparkle in the sun?
No. No.
AGR, roll for it. I want to see him roll if he does or not.
Say
Yes,
no.
really.
I don't give a
Makeup.
damn.
Does not.
I am not.
Good. So we don't have to throw him overboard.
That would be bad. That would be strange because, yeah.
Yeah, I like swimming.
I can't decide if I want to get a feat or an ASI increase.
Well, obviously, you need to take the feat.
I just went from having 2 D6 superiority die to having 6 D8 superiority die. And I also just learned 3 new maneuvers.
From going Battlemaster?
Yeah, I just got the 3rd level. So now I can trip you, disarm you, evade you, parry, riposte.
Can you push?
I think I haven't checked the ones that I.
Can you vanish in plain sight and appear behind somebody and draw and sink your fangs into them and kill them?
No,
Make
but I
sure-
can.
Because I can do that.
Make sure you say nothing personal, kid. As you
I
do.
can, yeah, I can do that.
Hey,
But I
AGR, just so you know, I'm taking Eyes of the Runekeeper for my next invocation. So I can read all writing.
I don't know whether to try to take
Nice.
monk level 7.
You clever bastard.
I don't know whether to take monk level 7 or switch to something else.
So you no longer have to keep copy pasting me that stuff in Middle English.
What do you mean have to?
he literally gave it to you in Middle English. That's
No.
dedication.
Oh, I'm
But now
also
he doesn't have to do that.
I do appreciate that.
That
But
would
yeah.
take some dedication.
Yeah, I don't have it. Don't have the time.